Let me explain to you folks something right now. We live in a new year, a new millennium, a new decade. Pretty soon, the 22nd century will come, then to the 23rd, 24th, whatever the century comes. They'll update so many things. They'll update cell phones, they'll update tablets, they'll update cars, they'll update, what else do they update? Like modern technology, what else do they update? Video game systems. What else?
Stem cell research.
Oh god.
They'll update all that bullshit, but the thing they cannot seem to fucking update is the goddamn internet.
Nope.
Because I'm over here trying to get things set up. My computer has to be a piece of shit. Clearly, I the fuck around.
Hey Gary, might I ask, since the internet's been a piece of crap on you, you wanna pull a quote from Spaceballs.
Fuck! Even in the future, nothing works.
It's 2018, going into a new year, and they can't seem the fucking internet.
See, I don't understand a word he's saying. He sounded like he was speaking in like Latin. Gary, do you want me to just speak from this point forward? Because seriously, when you speak, it's just bad. Like it's
bad.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 63 of Fix with the Dick. Sorry on Gary's end, but he is cutting so bad that half the time I cannot understand a word he's saying. I want to introduce our guest at the moment. He is Elsie Marshall's Elsie Lucky Paul.
Hello, everybody. Elsie Muscles here, and I'm glad to be a guest today on Flicks with the Dicks. And I have some good topics for you guys today. Definitely mainly for me, mostly movie reviews. I'm going to look at my phone, see if I can find anything movie-related in my phone while we're doing the show. But with that being said, go ahead and continue, guys.
And Brighty Poo.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's episode of Flicks with the Dicks is brought to you by Hot Pockets.
Yeah, you need to lay
Hot Pocket.
Hot Pockets are the second best kind of pizza out there. Actually, no, the third best. My second favorite would be calzones.
Oh, calzones. Is that something that Pizza Hut does?
I go to an Italian restaurant and order a calzone, man. Those things are delicious.
Ah, there you go.
It's the Italian restaurant where I work, by the way. It's the Italian restaurant where I work.
Okay. Hey, Lucas. And oh yeah, Luke Nukem had a rough time with the Lorax.
Oh god.
Gary, I'm sorry, dude. I don't know what else we can do at this point.
I'm keeping my fucking camera off because I don't know what else to do.
Now you sound good
Now
there.
you sound really good.
Keep my fucking camera off because if it cuts out with my camera being off, I don't know what to do.
No, he sounds good there.
Yeah.
Same.
It's like I said, we all know what you look like. It's the audio. That's the most important thing.
As for the topics I have, I got a very interesting episode of Blu-ray Bread here, and I also got a bit of movie news here, and it's relating to my favorite TV show.
Ah.
And I got a movie review that I really want to talk to you about. Oh boy.
Is it what I think it is, Brady Boo?
Yes, it is.
Folks, I was having the time. Okay, first of all, I was out of it after I did my recording of Rotten or Fresh because of all the studying I've been doing. No spoilers. I can't tell you who won or lost. You have to stay tuned. And I was about to pass out, and then I was listening to Brett's commentary throughout the whole thing.
You mean reading?
Well, reading, listening, you know what I mean. It was like I had a flashback of when John Matthews wanted me to watch Snowpiercer because of how much he hated it, and I hated it more than he did. And when I did my commentary, he said it was just beautiful. This is what it reminded me of, just hearing Brett losing his fucking mind over a movie. We will get to that soon. And Mr. Gapper,
What?
your introduction, good sir.
I can actually do my introduction. Wonderful. All right. Anyways, greetings one and all. Welcome back to another episode of Flicks with the Dicks. Whoop-de-fucking do.
Oh, Gapper, come on. Come on.
Anyways, this is episode number 63. Again, I hate my internet. This shit pisses me off to no fucking end.
But you sound perfect now.
Get this shit fixed at all.
Hey, I used to go no screen for a long time. Look at Pain Again and half of this season.
Anyways, as for the topics of what I got, wow, I sent the fucking link to someone and never mind. But anyways, as for the topics I've got planned for you all, I don't have much to go over. I got a bundle of topics I'm going to be going over that's been sent within the past week.
Oh wow, there's a lot of people sending good amount of content and friendly reminders, which I applaud you folks.
Yeah, there is a lot of shit that has been sent out, and I managed to take a bunch of them. A lot of them are lists, but some of them are movie topics. There was a movie discussion I was going to go over until I found out that particular link was clickbait. Thank God I did not read it yet.
It was a false. Accusation.
And I fucking hate clickbait. So thank God that it wasn't real, because I would have gone apeshit if it was. But I do have I have about, honestly, 13 to 14 different topics, but I'm not going to go over them all in one episode. I'm just going to go over 4 of them total, at least at least 2 of the most requested ones that a lot of folk have been bothering me about in a good way. The other one is a topic I've been saving from last week's episode to this one, and the other one is going to be a group discussion where we're going to all talk about it as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
But as for what they are, I got a lot of these topics credited to 2 folks, and the other one's credited to one lady who has a poster hanging up on her bedroom wall of me, and it has a secret shrine. It has a blow-up doll with my face covered on it. So there you go.
Yeah, it's a blow-up doll. It's a blow-up doll, and she's the dominant one.
Yeah, you can tell the secret shrine of me. But anyways, Tiffy Boo gave me this one topic surrounding a movie that I promised I wasn't going to really talk about again, but she kindly requested it.
Gary, she's going to wear a big strap on, and she's going to say, "Don't look, don't talk, just suck."
Oh, God. So, I'm going to be going over that topic this movie again. I'm going to talk about the Llorona film, a little discussion on that, give my feedback, maybe read a little article. Count Victor gave me that. He also gave me the 75 best comedies of... Wait, no, not the comedies I wanted. The 75 best
films of the 80s?
Best movies of the 80s, but I'm trying...
Oh, boy. I'm going to be listening to that very closely because... I swear to God, out of Africa is ranked so fucking high, I'm going to lose my goddamn shit. Brett, you can attest.
Okay, what's the list again?
75 best movies of the 1980s, but I'm not going to really go over them all, and give a description. I'm just going to go over them, say the title, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I understand.
And that's it. So I'm going to go over that. And my main topic, which is the first thing I'm going to be going over, this is going to be a group discussion surrounding John Carpenter's The Thing, because that's now becoming my new favorite horror movie of all time, because I've been so fucking obsessed with it as of late.
You know what? You remember what I said? Like, how can anybody hate this movie? Well, I won't say hate. I know one person that does not like this movie.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I don't know how you can not love this movie, because this film is like a game changer.
Yeah. So we're going to be discussing that, but the little difference is we're going to be discussing a majority of deleted plans that was supposed to be in the movie, but wasn't. So we're going to be discussing a lot of those ideas.
Especially the ending.
Yeah, I'll let you cover the ending of what was going to go down. Okay. I don't have the ending of my research. I just got a majority of a lot of the stuff here. Some pictures I'll try and show if my camera's not lagging, because it's actually quite crazy with some of these pictures here, and a lot of the screen play itself, or instead of actually written, there were a lot of them were drawings of what the plans were.
Hey, Gary.
Uh,
Ross the Lion, you know that picture with you taking a dump in the water, so cold? He said this, pick her up, big boy, Poseidon, gonna tickle that chili ring. Fucking Ross the Lion, you are one funny motherfucker. I love him.
oh God.
Uh-oh. Let me see. No slurping. Don't you fucking slurp, you son of a monkey's dildo. Okay. You're waving. Will you mime?
Let me try a different camera.
While you try a different camera, may I be able to talk pretty, please?
Yes, let the puppy
Before you do that, I want to announce one thing real quick. The date is official for the 2019 Network Film Awards, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
February 17th.
And hopefully, thanks to the O'Toole brothers, and this new feature on YouTube is actually really cool. It's called YouTube Premiere. What this is that you can take a pre-tape video and present it live with a live chat. It's pretty sweet, and I think that's how we're gonna gear towards. And that's what
I'm not really so sure how the feature works yet, but since I got plenty of time, I'm gonna look into it, try it out with some reviews and stuff, and give the feature a shot, see what it's about, and if it ends up being a nice feature as they say it is, then we'll use it to promote the hell out of the 2019 Network Film Awards that's going to be coming up in a couple months. Folks, be prepared on that, and
look at your girlfriend's here.
More announcements will be happening as time progresses surrounding it. The voting sheet, the time voting sheet, how you're going to vote, the category announcements, not the nominees, but we'll name some honorable mentions of what films will be in it. For example, like Ready Player One, Avengers: Infinity War, Black Panther, stuff like that. Not
Searching.
Category. Searching, you name it. A lot of stuff is going to be as honorable mentions of what you will be see featured. Each category. The theme itself, we do happen to have a theme for it, but
we have to pull through with it, man.
The theme might change, I don't know, but here's the thing though. The only struggle is finding the material that I need to make the intro and the concept work. I got the idea in the head. It's just finding the material that I needed to make this come to life. And the materials, as for what the theme is, since last award ceremony, we did the 1980 VHS type intro.
Gary,
you're cutting.
You're cutting just a little bit.
Turn your camera off because you're just cutting.
I know. Fucking update.
Hey, what's up? It's the Sidewinder. It's my favorite leprechaun.
Hey, Carl Weezer, you want to finish that croissant?
And Christine's like, head.
Anyways,
I'm telling you, I want to clone Christine.
This fucking thing. What was before? Oh, I was talking about the theme for the 2018 Network Awards. The theme we're gonna try and do is the 1980s.
That's gonna be 1980s porno theme, and that's gonna be fucking genius.
Yeah, you folks want to know how I managed to get the idea for that? I was just listening to for any wrestling fans out there, especially vintage wrestling fans, if you know the wrestler Rick the Model Martel, I was listening to his theme one day, and all of a sudden just hit me. You know what? Why don't we do an 80s themed porno for the 2019 Network Film Awards and see how that'll turn out? I think it'd be funny.
Baby, no clone. I am one of a kind. But that's why I want to clone you, because you make the world a better place, hon.
Oh, dear.
She does. You be quiet.
I know. So that's the idea. Along, if that idea doesn't transpire at all, I do have another one, but right now we're gonna try to stick with this 1980s porno thing because it's actually a really clever idea.
Oh, Adam, you fucking troll. He goes, vintage wrestling like Roman Reigns. I'm like, you get the fuck out of here. Christine, this is why I love Christine. She goes, 80s porn. I want to be Nina Hartley. Yep. And I'm going to be Ginger Lynn.
Wow, we got a lot of good folks in the chat tonight. Nice to see everybody.
It's one of the O'Toole brothers. How you doing, buddy?
Wow, nice to see a lot of folks here. A lot of well-known folks out there. The O'Toole brothers, good association with the network. Same with Adam Daly. A lot of these guys are good associations with the network alone.
Speaking of Adam Daly live, I know he's going to be on in a couple hours. Yes.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, what is he doing?
Maybe one day, someone like maybe John the Flick Pick will be in the chat watching. That'll be a dream.
John,
motherfucker, I've taken shits bigger than him.
I want to get Sean.
Guy, I've seen the guy. He's got pecs, man.
I want to see Sean, dude. Sean Chandler. I want him on the show.
We tried to get a hold of him. We never got. He never was able to reach back. But I need to get you. Oh wait, I need to get you guys on the show. Yeah, I was about to say that Adam wants us to be guests for his show.
Yeah, we're gonna fucking ruin it by doing God knows what.
Hey Adam, do me a favor. When you get there,
everyone, how you doing?
Okay, when you get there, I want you to just nonstop Pee Wee Herman Gary.
Please don't.
Wait,
hey,
I want to be a 5-year-old.
It makes sense.
What?
It makes sense because you and Pee Wee have things in common, Gary. You make faces, you like to make noises, and you both like to watch porn.
But the thing is,
I do too.
Thing is, I'm not annoying as Pee Wee Herman.
Oh wait, the show might be canceled after, but what the hell? No, don't you dare! Don't you dare! You handsome leprechaun sumbitch. I love Adam. I love Adam Daly. I think he's awesome. He's the type of guy where I know you are, but one of my. He's the type of guy where he loves busting my balls over certain films that I did not like, but a lot of people do love. But he knows how to do it right, and that leads up to one of my main topics: the PDCA drinking game.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna go over Film Plus Explain. Oh, no, Film Plus Explain horribly. No, the weekend box office. Excuse me. And wait, actually, Lucas is a sexy leprechaun. I know. I love his
leprechaun. It makes no sense.
Where's your pot of gold?
Leprechaun.
And I film. God damn it, I'm losing my train of thought here. The numbers, weekend box office, and I got tons of reviews. Some of them are good. Some of them are awful. And Lucas and Brett might join me, and Gary Boo might join me in a couple of these reviews because they all said.
Any of those movies you saw, Jerome?
We're gonna have to wait and see. So welcome to Flicks with the Dex. Let's begin.
All right, so Lucas, since you're a special guest, would you care to go first within our topics? And I'll be going next. And Fat Boy.
I thought you were gonna go first.
Well, in terms of the order of us, yeah, we always let the guests go first. So,
right.
Ladies first, Lucas.
I'm not fucking asshole.
Remember, folks.
Let's go over some of the topics that I have. So, starting things out, I actually do have a few. Was able to find a few movie topics. One of them, Venom movie scores record-setting opening in China.
Oh my god, that's one of my reviews actually.
It's Venom's opening weekend in China sets a new record for Sony. The studio has tried to launch a cinematic universe with their own Marvel-owned characters. After the following do so with Amazing Spider-Man, the box office for Tom Hardy's Venom continues to rise. They're currently busy using Tom Holland's Spider-Man Marvel Cinematic Universe, but Sony wants more other Marvel properties. And let's see, The Wrap. This is the newsletter. The Wrap shares that news that Venom has opened the tune of 111 million in China this weekend.
What? Don't rush out to see the Grinch.
The massive launch is the second highest opening weekend in China for a superhero
Oh
movie,
my
following
god,
only the
dude!
Avengers Infinity War. It also makes Venom a top 5 voting for opening any Hollywood film, but the record comes its placement in Sony's history. Venom's opening is the biggest Sony has ever had in the Middle Kingdom. With the record opening for Venom, the anti-hero solo film has a worldwide box office total of $673.25 million. This is way more to surpass Ant-Man and the Wasp's box total for $622.5 million earlier this year. It has more money in the box office than Justice League and Logan. It also surpassed Man of Steel total and is a few away from topping Doctor Strange.
What the fuck?
I'm not joking. This is massive box office success with the sequel being out soon.
Actually says, I'd rather eat lobster than watch Venom. If you see the movie, you know what we're getting.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know Looky Boo is one of the people who's on the opposite side of the fence.
Yeah, I am on the opposite side of the fence. I will get into that in a little bit, though.
Well, you're not the only one, because I know, I forgot what his name is. He's from Men versus Movies. Forgive me, I forgot what. Is it Griffin? I think it's Griffin. And God damn it. And Zach Pope, or I like to call him the Reverend Zach Pope. I think they actually enjoyed it too. What?
Reverend Devon Dudley?
No, we're not. No, Reverend Devon. We're not worshiping and blessing the tables with holy water. You remember when Batista debuted as him, and he was like carrying this big fucking tray of money with chains around him?
Yep. I can't back Pope.
Hey, Gary.
Gary, you're cutting bad.
Just turn your camera off, Gary.
Just turn the camera off.
We know what you look like, Air Bear.
Exactly. You just turn your camera off, man. It's cutting bad.
Can you almost imagine Zach doing that?
I bet you when you have your camera on, it affects your bandwidth, and that's why you're skipping.
Can you just imagine Zach dressed as a Pope, and he starts doing that shit, and he's like, "Oh my brother, testify!"
I was talking to Zach Pope. I was just like, "Yeah, that's the nickname I gave him when we were watching the Rotten or Fresh announcements," and he thought it was hilarious because he's Pope is Catholic and Reverend is more towards Protestants. So
Reverend, holy shit, we're almost at 30 viewers. Goodness gracious, we're doing.
Now that we got
that's a record.
Next interesting topic. Detective Pikachu movie. Early reactions are very positive.
So are Fan 4-6 early reactions. So is Batman v Superman's early reactions. So is Assassin's Creed's early reactions. A lot of early reactions always turn out positive. And guess what? They're from people who don't go in-depth detail on a movie that they like or don't like.
Well, here's the thing with this movie. The early screening of Detective Pikachu will see considerable praise, with most of the positive reactions directed at Ryan Reynolds' voice acting performance. Though the track actor for most live-action video game adaptations isn't especially stellar, it's encouraging to hear that something popular as Pokemon is garnering positive reviews.
Well, I hope it's better than Pokemon the first movie.
Hey, Samuel Woodworld. I haven't seen him on here in a long time. Hey, buddy.
Based on the video game of the same name, Detective Pikachu follows a titular electric-type Pokemon voiced by Ryan Reynolds as he aims to solve a missing persons case. After his partner, Tim Goodman, Justice Smith, discovers that his own father has gone missing, he recruits Alpha Pikachu to find him. Also starring Catherine Newton, Ken Watanabe, and Rita Ora, Detective Pikachu is a family film that aims to walk a fine line between comedy and mystery. Now, as some people have witnessed the movie firsthand, it turns out the reaction is respondingly positive, and the sword reputation surrounding most video game adaptations doesn't imply this kid-friendly caper.
Okay, here's the thing. I grew up with Pokemon. I love Pokemon a lot.
Same.
And I like the anime. Well, I love the Kanto season of the anime. However, when it comes to the movies, though, oh my god! And people say, "Oh, well, you have to be a fan. You have to be a fan of the anime. You have to understand." No. I'm taking out my Pokemon goggles. I'm just looking at this movies. Okay.
Thank you very much. I'm here to watch a movie.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I really hate this, but it was Pokemon, the first movie that introduced me to Pokemon, and it was.
Oh, what a hell of an introduction!
Oh my god, that's the only.
Oh,
God.
That is the only thing I'll give credit to about that movie. It's oh my god, I hate that movie so much. But I never played Detective Pikachu. I heard it said okay game. The one thing that got my attention is a lot of people petitioned for Danny DeVito to voice Pikachu in the Western release of the game, but that didn't happen.
The
That
fucking
would be great.
penguin!
Danny DeVito would have been awesome at it. I will say that.
Gary ate a chicken sandwich, and Ryan O'Toole says Charmander is his favorite.
Yeah, Blaziken is my favorite. Blaziken's my favorite. So I hope To Take a Pikachu will be a good movie because it's directed by Rob Letterman, who his best film so far is Goosebumps, but he also directed Shark Tale and Gulliver's Travels. So that's
okay. Shark Tale was a mixed reaction. The best thing about it was Martin Scorsese, and Gulliver's Travels.
But Goosebumps was a great movie. Well, that's mostly because of who wrote the movie, and that's Tim Burton's preferred writers that wrote the movie. And Detective Pikachu is written by one of the co-writers of Guardians of the Galaxy, Nicole Perlman.
Mm-hmm.
So I really hope it's great. I really hope it's a great movie.
I'm hoping so too. We'll see though. I think it comes out March of next year.
Yeah, it comes out March.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was for Detective Pikachu. Another topic I have here: Fantastic Beasts 2. Rotten Tomatoes score is now the worst in the Harry Potter franchise.
I saw the trailer to the new one over at Applebee's today, and not in.
Well, here he goes. Official score Rotten Tomatoes. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald is the lowest rated film in the Harry Potter franchise. In fact, it's the only film in the entire Harry Potter franchise that receives a rotten rating. The only one. And let me just scroll through the article. So here we go. According to Rotten Tomatoes, the official score for Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald is at 55% right now. In terms of lowest rated films in the Harry Potter franchise, it's followed by a predecessor, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which is the second lowest of a 74%. Mm-hmm. And let's go over the next part of it. Then after that was Order of the Phoenix, which is 77% rating. Some of the main issues the critics have pointed out is stem from an overcrowded cast and a muddy narrative between constructing the original story to fit original organically with the remaining 3 Fantastic Beasts movies and the constant referencing established lore in the Harry Potter series in order to flesh out the universe. Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald appears to include too many lingering subplots that ultimately mar its main narrative. That said, the visual spectacle and the special effects, as well as the film's central performances, appear to be the positive standout elements.
Damn it, that's... Oh my god.
Right now, the audience rating, though, is pretty good, but the critics rating is really low so far.
I don't trust the audience
It comes out next week. It comes out this Friday, actually.
I don't trust the audience rating. But here's the thing, though. I'm a big fan of the Harry Potter franchise. I love Harry Potter. I have the whole entire series in one box set on Blu-ray. About the first, I actually find the first Fantastic Beasts to be pretty underrated. Why? Because it did what no other prequel has ever done. It focused on its own movie rather than focusing on fan service and trying to build up to a series. It focused on its own world. It focused on its own narrative. That's what I really liked about Fantastic Beasts. But the sequel is doing the opposite. Oh boy. That's what I'm concerned about.
Crazy.
All right, so let's go ahead and see. Okay, there's one other topic I was going to go over. It's a documentary to be featured in the documentary that's coming out soon. It's going to be featuring the school backed by LeBron James.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an Ohio-backed school by NBA star LeBron James is will be the subject of a feature-length documentary. The Akron Beacon Journal reports the Akron Public Schools have approved a deal with the New York City production company to document the first year of the brand new I Promise School, which LeBron James opened up with his own money. School opened up in July, and in James's hometown is a partnership between the school district and the LeBron James Family Foundation. The district approved the agreement this week with Blowback Productions for a documentary that will focus on the success, struggles, and endeavor of the students at the school. I Promise is designed to help at-risk children with a curriculum focused on science, technology, engineering, and math. And LeBron James is now on the Los Angeles Lakers. So that's pretty much what it's going to. So yeah, full-length documentary is going to be on LeBron James' brand new school. So we'll see how that goes. Now, Jerome, you want to go on some reviews?
Well, after Lucas, it's actually Gare Bear's turn. So
I know some of the films you have seen that I want to review.
Oh, go ahead then.
Okay, so let me go and pull this up. So the first film I want to talk about that I saw is Halloween.
Oh, I did not see that.
2018 Michael Myers film. It's it's a sequel that it's technically the sequel that happened 40 years in the making of the original Halloween movie.
Mm-hmm.
So there's pretty much a lot. I have a lot of positives to say. I really don't have any negatives, other than it is a bit predictable at times. There are a few scenes that are a bit predictable, but there are so many positives to me. Jamie Lee Curtis absolutely steals the show. I absolutely loved all the actors in the movie. Michael Myers, once again, looks badass as hell. And
That's
this movie, I think, is probably one of the best.
Okay, here's a question, because a lot of people, when it comes to the negatives, the biggest problem with it is some of the characters are not only just useless, but stupid as hell.
I will say the dad is a little bit useless, but I can understand where he's coming from. Like, the dad is probably one of my other film problems in the film.
Gosh,
Some of his corny-ass jokes. But still, it's very slim pickings when it comes to the negatives. The main thing I really loved about this movie is the whole Michael Myers story itself. I loved how they introduced how he got out of prison and everything, and yeah, it's just a great story. And the ending, I'm not going to spoil the ending, but it could lead to something bigger. We'll see, though. So yeah, with that being said, I'd probably give Halloween a 9.5 out of 10.
Whoa, that's like best of the year list quality.
It definitely is up there for me. I love this movie. I definitely think this is, other than the original one, this is the best Halloween film. The visuals are great. The storytelling, the cinematography, the score. The score is one of the best of the year, man. Holy shit.
Well, you got John Carpenter composing again.
Exactly. And he does a fantastic job.
The score was scored.
Yeah, 9.5 out of 10.
Well scored.
Now, Jerome, you've seen this film, right? Next one, Venom.
Yes.
That's my next review, Venom.
Oh, this is gonna be delightful. And Gary saw it too.
You want me to give you a review of that movie? Here's my review right now. I even summarized it last time. Here's my review. Tom Hardy was good. It was a visual mess. And it was a generic. There you go. There's your review.
I actually really enjoyed this movie. I'm sorry. I really enjoyed it. Because here's my thing, though. I think the critics in this case were wrong, unfortunately.
Okay, wait, hold up. Okay. Now, okay, you know the most thing I noticed the most, aside from some of the worst fucking visual effects I've seen?
What's that?
Tom Hardy's fake American accent.
Oh my god, dude.
What?
His accent is so awful.
I didn't mind it personally. I didn't think it was that terrible. Like, people are like, "Oh, it's terrible." It's like, I'm on the other side. I think it was kind of decent, but
Brett was talking.
probably. I didn't hear that.
Tom Hardy can give a good American accent. I mean, you've seen Warrior.
Yes.
Yeah, but what the fuck? Wait, he sounded like he was drunk. He did! Yeah, the scene with the fucking lobsters, I'm just like, this is one of the silliest goddamn things ever.
I laughed my ass off at that
Oh my god, dude. And you got Woody Harrelson. Okay, spoiler. Woody Harrelson wearing the most ridiculous fucking wig ever. He looked like Raggedy Ann and Andy.
For me, this is my biggest guilty pleasure of the year.
Oh my god!
But I do understand this movie has a lot of flaws, which I will get into the flaws. The biggest flaws for me are probably the main villain. I can understand he was kind of bland. And I've seen him. He was great in Nightcrawler. This movie, no.
Okay, the villain was bland and boring, forgettable. The visual effects are hands down the worst of the year.
No, especially, I don't think they're the worst. I thought Fallen Kings were way worse.
Oh, no! The fucking final fight between the two, what the hell was it? Looked like fucking bubblegum fighting each other.
I don't think it was that bad. Like, trust me, I thought the final fight scene was decent, but because Fallen Kingdom, if you don't know, Fallen Kingdom is one of the worst movies of the year for me. Like, I don't think it's definitely an honorable mention for my worst list, but it's not my overall worst.
Oh, it's Venom.
I couldn't stand that movie. I'm sorry, I could not stand Fallen Kingdom, and I really dug Venom though. I thought it was a fun movie. I liked some of the music in it, and I give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay. Most of the jokes are stupid, and you know what? I loved it when I saw it the first time. It was called Upgrade. This movie rips off Upgrade to a T. Pretty damn close. 1 out of 5. Horrible.
Really? You thought it was a 1 out of 5?
Yep.
That's what I gave it.
Oh, it's terrible.
Now, the next one I want to go over is Bohemian Rhapsody.
That I did not see.
Bohemian Rhapsody, I will say this, Rami Malek needs to win the Oscar. If Rami Malek or a character that I'm going to be talking about a little bit later with my movie reviews doesn't win the Oscar, I'll be pretty upset, unfortunately, because Rami Malek does such a great job as performing Freddie Mercury. I think he did a fantastic job.
I'm just waiting for Luke Nukem to show up in the chat.
I love the songs. Like, the performances are all great. I will say some of the things aren't in the movie that they do say aren't true, but I could see why the directors did certain things with certain scenes. But the final concert scene was the best part of the movie.
They portrayed Freddie as an asshole. In reality, dude, Freddie was not an asshole in reality. He was actually a down-to-earth dude. He wasn't even an asshole. Fuck.
I really didn't see many scenes of him as an asshole. I saw him a few scenes, yes, I will say that, but more often than not, I thought he had some down-to-earth moments, but he also had some moments where he made himself look like a real human, pretty much, in certain situations. But
a lot of fucked up.
There's a lot of historical inaccuracies with the movie, especially where when he admitted that he's HIV positive or AIDS. Like, even though he admitted that 2 years after the concert.
Exactly, but I know why the directors did a lot of moves, like certain things they wanted to make the concert scene more important at the end. But the concert scene in general is probably the best.
Live Aid.
The Live Aid.
I'm gonna tell you. I don't mean to get all narcissistic on you folks, but dude, when my review of Live Aid comes out, name one person in the whole entire network who fucking worships that concert more than anybody. That's right, shut the fuck up.
Anyways, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Really, really dug this movie. It won't be on my best list, but it'll be an honorable mention.
That's like an A-. Okay. That's the Chris Fuckman seal of approval.
No, I thought his was. Oh yeah, his is A-. Is always a seal of approval. But
I just said that, you boob head.
Sorry, but anyway, now we can talk about one of the films that I just did not like at all. First Man.
Thank you.
Jerome, have you gone over this movie?
Thank you. This movie is so fucking boring. Holy shit. Damien Chazelle, you have turned into Denis Villeneuve.
I don't think he's gone that far, but I will say he needs to rebound in his next movie.
God damn, dude. It's okay. Why is he like Denis Villeneuve? I love his fucking first movie to death. And then after that, it sunk. I could not stand La La Land. I could not stand I don't hate it, but I almost did. I couldn't stand First Man because Ryan Gosling. Why is he the most overrated actor? He's a one-note actor. Aside from 3 scenes in the movie. Watch. Here's his reaction when he's about to go on the space shuttle. Here's his reaction when he has to talk to his kids. Here's his reaction when he's speaking to his wife before he has to head out.
Someone take a screenshot of that.
Oh, I'm taking like 300 photos of that. This movie is fucking boring. This is 2 hours and 20 minutes long. Dear God, it felt like it was 3.
It felt like 3 hours. Yeah, I will agree with that.
And people are giving Ryan Gosling like, oh my God, he's gonna get Oscar praise. No, he should have got Oscar praise for The Place Beyond the Pines, Blue Valentine, and The Nice Guys. Why? Because he wasn't a one-note performer.
Exactly. And I will say though, some of the visuals are some of the best I've seen all year. But
they're really good, but I've seen better.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But overall, 5.5 out of 10.
Blade Runner 2049, same thing. One-note actor. He just does the same fucking thing. Oh, wait, if you thought First Man fell for it, wait till you see Suspiria.
I'm not seeing. I'm sorry. I do not want to see Suspiria. I'm really not going to really bother with that movie.
Okay, I'll admit that was pretty funny. Carl Weeder says First Man is a sequel to Early Man. Okay, that sounds clever.
That's clever, actually. I think Carl Weezer likes croissants too, because it's a character from Jimmy Neutron.
Okay, if he's like that, but here's the thing, though. That's how Ryan Gosling is in every single movie. Almost, except for those 3 films I mentioned. That's why I cannot stand Ryan Gosling. I think he sucks. And yeah, some of the space sequences and the flying sequences are tremendous. Beautiful looking cinematography, awesome visual effects. But unfortunately, that could not save me for the amount of fucking boredom and just dreadful pacing. When I was sitting there the whole time, the main thing I was saying was this: I wish I was watching Apollo 13 instead. 2 out of 5. Or
I give it 5.5 out of 10.
Or 1.75 to 2 out of 5. Yeah. This is my Fox Catcher of the Year, without question.
Same. I can definitely agree with that. Definitely the Fox Catcher of the Year.
The
only thing that First Man doesn't have that Fox has is Steve Carell going, so, you want to win? You want to be a top wrestler? If you come to my school, I'll let you be a top wrestler.
People thought he was scary and intimidating. I was like, he's a fucking cartoon character with that dill pickle ass nose.
Yeah, getting nominated over Jake Gyllenhaal. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, fuck you. That was
finally my last review and probably one of the best films of the entire year. Searching.
Okay, hey, Adam.
Love this movie.
Searching, folks. I'm just gonna start off by saying this. I didn't think nothing was going to top Chronicle for the best found footage movie ever. This movie did that and then some. Oh, Ryan O'Toole. Oh, you're gonna love this, Lucas. My Fox Catcher of the Year is Sorry to Bother You. Yes, my nipples are so hard and sensitive and perky.
Anyway, Searching is such a phenomenal film from start to finish. This movie really captures you in the story, and how the story is told through the computer, it's beyond incredible.
Folks, this is the greatest found footage movie ever made. You take Unfriended, but not the bad shit, the presentation-wise, and you combine it with Gone Girl and Prisoners. Dude, this is the best screenplay of the year.
Yeah, I can agree with that 100%.
And John Cho
is unbelievable.
Magnificent, dude. There's a reason why it has a 93% rating, and rightfully so, because I was so engaged, so on the edge of my fucking
start to finish.
I did not know what was going to happen next.
Same.
This movie is a masterpiece upon the genre. And this is in my top 5 best films of the year.
John Cho should be nominated for Best Actor.
Yes, he is that fucking good, folks.
John Cho does a great fucking job. And the ending. Holy shit. This ending is good.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of
My
10.
fingers smell.
One of the best films of the year, other than one specific one.
Well-
We all are probably going to have our number one.
Oh, yeah. Wait, your finger smells, Gary? Well, we'll put it this way: you better wash because you don't want to spread that disease.
But yeah, that's all my topics. I really have nothing else.
I love Searching, man. This movie is a work of art. This movie, it's one of the best like crime thrillers I've ever seen.
Same. I can agree with that.
And how the whole movie, wait, Searching is a sequel to Sausage Party? That makes no sense, dude.
That makes a fucking sense.
Oh god, this guy, okay. This is his last. If he makes another fucking comment like that, like just out of the blue, I'm gonna just ban him for good. Okay, so yeah, Searching, such a wonderful piece of work, and I cannot believe this isn't getting any Oscar recommendations for best screenplay.
It needs to.
Yeah, I cannot find a original screenplay that's better than this. This is just beautiful. This is just amazing.
One thing I will say, I'm going to be seeing a few films over the next course of before the end of the year. The films I have that I probably will see before the end of the year are, I'm going to be seeing Stars Born,
I gotta see that one.
Overlord.
I heard that's a fucking badass flick from what people
I
have
want
been
to
saying.
see it so badly.
This ain't a Wolfenstein movie we will never get. And I was like, all right.
Creed 2.
Creed 2, yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet.
My most anticipated film of the rest of the year.
Bumblebee.
I want to see Bumblebee because of the director and the.
That
Lucas is a biopic.
Aquaman.
I absolutely despise these Transformers movies. That looks amazing.
And then last but not least, Mary Poppins Returns.
I may be popping, y'all.
Mary Poppins, y'all. But yeah, those are the films I really want to see. If there are any other films I should see, let me know.
What about Widows, the new Steve McQueen movie?
I don't know. I might see it. I will see it. It just depends on time. I heard it's good though. I know Austin really liked it.
What
And
else
what about
is
the
there?
Grinch, Lucas? What about the Grinch?
What movie?
My biopic. Wonderful.
The Grinch, Lucas.
Rich? I've never heard of Rich.
No, the Grinch.
Oh, the Grinch? I really do not want. I'm not looking forward to the Grinch at all. I really do not want to even bother with it.
Well, he's sitting right here. He's in the white shirt.
Nah.
Yeah, you fucking mean old bastard. Oh yeah, and by the way, I will say this: December 14th might be pure fucking hell for me because Lars von Testicles, that house that Jackoff built, is released.
Oh.
But does it come out online, limited release?
I think it does. I think it's available in VOD or some shit like that.
Oh boy.
Lars von Testicles, if you ever step foot on this fucking nation, I want to be the first to kick your ass.
That's one of my topics. So if you guys can go ahead and move on to the next person.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
I only have like 3 topics. Gary, how many topics do you have?
4.
Okay, I have 3. How about maybe the person with the least amount of topics can go next? That would make it a little easier.
Yeah, let's Gary.
Go right ahead.
Okay. How many topics do you have, Jerome?
I got tons of reviews and a couple of.
That's right. So I'll let you finish it off.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to finish off in your face.
Uh-huh. All right, folks. All right, let's go over it's a good old Blu-ray bread here. I got some Blu-rays to show you. Got an interesting list. All right, first up Blu-ray I have here is a movie that. Did I put it in right? Ah, damn it! I did not put it in all the way.
That's what she said.
Shut up.
You walked into that one, you poor bastard.
Come on. Well, to be quite fair, I say that all the time whenever someone walks in on that. Anyways, first Blu-ray I have here is a movie that I did not necessarily grow up with, but I did grow up with the memes relating to this movie. But it's a pretty entertaining movie nonetheless, and that is 300.
Ah, that's that. Oh, is that Alex Meyer's favorite movie?
But yeah, I grew up with the memes around because we all know about the memes to 300, like the classic "This is Sparta" kick and that face Leonidas makes when he's about to throw the spear at Xerxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Well,
this is
it's the movie that it was the breakthrough of Gerard Butler. It brought him on the map, basically.
well, you could say the same. Say that Joel Schumacher kind of did it first when he casted him as the Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, but he was awful.
But 300 is actually pretty entertaining for a Zack Snyder film.
Mm-hmm. And before you go on saying, "Oh, it's history inaccurate," first of all, it's based off the graphic novel that Frank Miller did. So yeah.
Not to mention, they're fighting like in this one fight, they're fighting like this behemoth monster-like creature.
You know who that was? He was a WWE wrestler. I forgot what his name was. Shit, that big creature who he was in chains and he fights.
Yeah.
And he fights Gerard Butler. Yeah, he was a WWE wrestler.
Oh wow.
Kurgan, thank you.
So yeah, does this movie look remotely like it's trying to be something you can bring to your history class in school?
No.
Of course not.
That's not the point of the movie.
No. And people say there's a lot more style over substance. I wouldn't go that far, but Gerard Butler's character Leonidas is actually pretty well developed, especially in the beginning, where he's having his final moment with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie, like Sin City, another Frank Miller movie, is where unlike Tank Girl, where it's just pages of the comic.
Oh my god!
This actually feels like you're watching a comic book, brought to life because it's art style.
And I have read the 300 graphic novel. What you see in the book is what you see on screen, and vice versa. It's identical.
I guess my only problem I could say with this movie, this is kind of a big one, is if you take out all of the slow motion sequences, this movie is only 50 minutes long.
Some of the slow motions I can see at parts where he's going for, and some parts I'm just like, oh my god, man, you're over abusing this shit.
Especially when Lena Headey is just walking around her temple's like, why is that in slow motion?
Yeah.
Like I said, if you take out all the slow motion, the movie's only 50 minutes long.
Pretty much.
All right. I have not seen Rise of an Empire, but I heard terrible things about it.
I actually enjoyed it.
Really?
I had fun with it. So
300 is an entertaining film.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Next up Blu-ray here is first off is a Pixar film. And this is my top 10 favorite, probably my number 7 or 6, and that is The Incredibles.
Oh yeah, this is the Fantastic Four film we deserve.
And people are saying
we'll probably never get for the live action.
People are saying Brad Bird should direct a Fantastic Four movie.
He can do live action. He did with Ghost Protocol.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed off over what he said about video games, which is fucking horseshit.
But The Incredibles is honestly probably in my top 10 favorite superhero movies of all time. It's not even based on a comic book.
Yes, it's in my top 10 as well. Why? Is because it's more than just an entertaining flick. It deals with family. It deals with a man who once was the top of his game, and he wants to relive his glory moments, and he's doing that while trying to be a father, a beloved husband, and it deals with the characteristics in between those as well. And the villain in this movie is awesome.
And he's played by Jason Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe Brad Bird said, oh yeah, that guy who's been in Kevin Smith movies, he'd be a good villain.
Have you ever seen Kevin Smith? Like, Jesus Christ, dude, he's a fucking toothpick now.
Yeah, The Incredibles is a great animated film from Pixar. One of my favorite animated films of all time. And Craig T. Nelson is terrific as Mr. Incredible, and Holly Hunter as Mrs. Incredible. And, of course, Samuel Jackson as Frozone.
Where is my super suit?
Love that line so much.
And you know how people are saying, Elastigirl's like, she is thick. I'm just like, so she was the same way in the first Incredibles. Remember how she was checking out her ass in the mirror? She's like,
That was a great scene.
I was looking at that. I was just like, honey, honey, you can turn me into fucking Stretch Armstrong. She's probably the hottest fucking mom in animated movies.
No, yeah.
Incredibles, a terrific Pixar film. Love it so much. Next
And I love the sequel too.
Another Pixar film. I still need to see the sequel. Next item is another Pixar film, and this is my third favorite Pixar film, and that is Up.
That is the second best film of the decade. It is, to me, the greatest animated film of all time.
Yeah, Up is one of my favorite anime films. I love it so much.
I mean, there's a lot of things I could say how good it was. Squirrel! There's a lot of things I could say about it that's really good, but the funny story about this film, I was watching this with my mom. This is the second time I'm going to make that into a GIF. God damn it. I'm going to cry if you talk about it. I told my mom, I was like, hey, Mom, within the first 15 minutes, you're going to be freaking balling. And guess what happened? After the first 15 minutes, my mom and I were balling like babies.
Of course.
It's got arguably the greatest introduction, like the greatest montage I think I've ever seen put to film. Pete Doctor, you are a god among gods, sir.
So far, Pete Doctor is my favorite animator working at Pixar.
Same.
But if Lee Unkrich can make yet another movie that makes me cry, Pete Doctor might be my second favorite.
Yeah, well, you know what? Lee Unkrich and Pete Doctor are pretty much running Pixar now because of what happened with John
Lasseter.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, Up, I mean, it's got one of the best movie dogs ever, Doug. Oh.
I love Doug. And Kevin.
The fucking bird. Or he's like, it's a delicious tree. Tree. And then when they threw the ball and he shut it, and the dog's like, oh. This movie is a 6 out of 5, folks. It's a 6 out of 5.
There's film of all time.
I think it is. I said it before. It's the greatest animated film ever. I cannot think of another movie that can top this.
Up is one of the greatest animated films ever made. It's absolutely terrific.
And wait, what? It was nominated for Best Picture, wasn't it? Yeah, it was.
Yes, it was. And I'm so
glad. Lost for The Hurt Locker,
which was my number 2 film that year.
I think either that or Inglourious Basterds should have won Best Screenplay.
What won Best Screenplay?
The Hurt Locker, which is not even a screenplay film.
No, that's a directorial. My pick for Best Screenplay was Up in the Air, I think.
That's
no. District 9. That was my favorite.
Also adapted screenplay.
District 9.
Talking about Best Original Screenplay.
Oh, Best Original Screenplay?
Yeah, Up was nominated for Original Screenplay. Inglourious Basterds was nominated for Screenplay. Hurt Locker won Original Screenplay.
Well, I guess, but that's not really a screenplay movie, though. What about The Hangover? I think that should have been original screenplay because that movie is brilliant.
I think 500 Days of Summer should have been nominated for Best Screenplay that year as well.
Oh, God damn it, Lucas. I knew you were going to fucking do it.
Right. Next Blu-ray I have here is a Schwarzenegger classic, and that is Get to the Chopper, Predator.
Yes, the one and only good one.
You didn't like Predators?
It was okay. It was pretty much a rehash of the first movie. If you think about it.
I haven't seen Predators or Predator 2. I heard those were not as good, and I have not seen The Predator yet. I probably will.
Oh, so fucking awful. The original Predator, why does that movie work? Simple. Because, yeah, sure, you could say it's a little, it's machoist, I guess you could say, about big guy, super soldiers, but they all have character. They all have unique traits. And throughout most of the entire film, it's a suspenseful thrill ride.
Right. And also, I just want to say this. I think John McTiernan might be my favorite action director.
He's one of the best.
Because what I love about John McTiernan is he doesn't necessarily just focus on cool action and big explosions. No, because he focuses on good characters to go with the cool action. Because if your characters are not interesting, your action is boring.
Just like Die Hard and Die Hard 3 and The Hunt for Red October.
Yes. And also, Yeah, Predator, and well, it's a shame that he also did Last Action Hero.
That movie should have been great because it was like Duke Nukem brought to life in a way, because Duke Nukem's a parody, but it just fell flat.
And he unfortunately did the remake of Rollerball, which felt like watching a Michael Bay movie than a John McTiernan movie. And now John McTiernan has filed for bankruptcy, has been arrested, and good thing he's broken out, and he's actually working on another film. He said he's working on a World War II film in China.
Really?
Yeah, that's what John McTiernan's working on. Or a couple years ago it said, but I haven't heard any updates since. But yeah, Predator is a classic action film that takes place in a jungle and some special effects. And this movie
think about this. The movie stars a bodybuilder, a wrestler, a porn star. I think one of them was a porn star, and something else, and it made it work. Think about it.
And what did John McTiernan do 1 year later after Predator? The best action movie ever made.
One of them, Die Hard, yeah. And Jesse Ventura, a.k.a. me in that movie, he was the first man to fire a handheld minigun. That's my weapon.
That's your weapon?
Yeah, the minigun.
I thought your weapon was a giant dildo. Fucking.
And this movie also has Shane Black in it.
Yep.
And this movie came out the exact same year as Lethal Weapon, which he
wrote. Shane Black, what the fuck happened to you, dude?
I guess the only reason why they hired him because he was in this movie.
God damn. Yeah. That Predator movie that came out earlier was such garbage.
All right. Next Blu-ray I have here is a movie where I am, every dollar store I go to, they have total misuse of this series because they have the first movie, great. They have other sequels, but not the sequel. They never had the sequel. Now I finally ordered the sequel off eBay, and that is Terminator 2.
Okay. I agree with you because when I went to a couple yeah, she was. When I went to a couple places, not only did they had all the Terminators, but that one, it had all the Alien movies except for Aliens.
Wait, did they have Alien?
Yeah.
Okay,
but they didn't have the sequel, which is even better.
You know what? Every dollar store I go to, they only have Alien 3 Resurrection, I believe the first AVP movie, but not the first two Alien films.
That is fucking horseshit.
All these dollar stores, man. But yeah, Terminator 2, I wouldn't say James Cameron invented CGI, but he basically revolutionized it.
It still looks good to this day, and it came out, what?
1991.
Yeah, so 2011, 27 years ago. To me, it's the greatest action film ever made.
It's definitely one of the best, and they were able to make, the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, a bit more human than he was in the first movie.
Well, because the first one, he was just he was villain. He had one goal in mind, With this one, yeah, because he was programmed to do what was necessary. And, of course, the T-1000 Robert Patrick.
Oh, yeah. A great villain.
One of the greatest villains.
A very intimidating villain, I must say. And Edward Furlong as John Connor. Oh, my God. He had such a promising career. After this, he went on to do American History X. And then I guess he was arrested for something.
Yep.
He was arrested, and he was supposed to come back as John Connor in Terminator 3, but they got Nick Stahl instead.
And by the way, Rhino 2, Terminator 2, the 3D version, 100% Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah!
Oh, wow. And I'm really hoping that Terminator 6 will be the best Terminator film since this one.
We will have to see.
Because you got Tim Miller of Deadpool directing it.
Mm-hmm. You got Arnold coming back.
And you got Billy Ray of Captain Phillips writing it. But there's another person writing. I was like, oh God, please don't suck. Please don't suck. They got David S. Goyer to co-write.
Oh shit! Well, he's a hit or miss. And he is a promised writer. Even though not everything he has done is gold. I'm just praying. that he can succeed with this. It's kind of like David Gordon Green. He's a hit or miss.
I think Christopher Nolan did most of the writing for The Dark Knight, and David S. Goyer.
Well, him and his brother.
Yeah. Oh my god! I hope Terminator 6 will be the best Terminator film since Terminator 2.
I agree.
Because that one is going to take place directly after Terminator 2.
Thank you.
That seems promising. Unlike Terminator Genesis, it says, "Yeah, we'll wipe out the continuity of the entire."
Oh, that pissed me off, dude.
Really bad move. But then again, it's from the director of Horror: The Dark World, so what do I expect from him?
Mm-hmm. For the Dark Turd.
Right. Yeah, Terminator 2, amazing film. Next year is a collection that I've been wanting to get, and this one's cheap because in stores it was like $40. Guess how much this one costs on eBay? $16.99. Much better deal.
How hard did you blow him for it?
And that is the Jurassic Park collection.
Well, I think you paid way too much because you only just want the first movie, pretty much, right?
Right, though, but there are some moments in the Lost World that I kind of do enjoy as well, even though that movie is inferior to the first movie.
Oh, I hate that movie. It's just like some of the dialogue. Remember when they're hanging and the thing is like tilted? It's like, do you need anything? Yeah. And they're like, yeah, can I get 2 cheeseburgers? I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, but however, I hate the name of this collection. They decided to call it the Jurassic World collection.
Oh boy! Even though originally it was called Jurassic Park.
Yeah, if you have the first movie, which is what people remember the most, can you just call it the Jurassic Park collection? Or someone else had an idea, you could just call it the Jurassic collection.
Jurassic collection.
I mean, what's gonna happen next? If they make a brand new Alien box set, are they gonna call it the Prometheus collection?
Or the Requiem collection? Yeah.
Right. But yeah, the first Jurassic Park is a game changer in terms
of
special
dude, effects. It still holds up to this day.
Because you know who did the special effects? Stan Winston.
Stan Winston, who is he worked on Predator, Alien, Terminator, and many more. The guy is a legend.
And he directed Pumpkinhead. Really
yeah, which he's a cool looking villain, by the way.
And he also did the Michael Jackson Ghost music video.
Oh, the Ghost one? Okay. Yeah. Hey, Maury, how you doing, buddy?
And Lost World has its moments. There's like it still has the charms of Ian Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum, and some of the dialogue can be like intendedly cheesy.
Well, okay. My only problem with the movie, it's the same problem I had with Jurassic World. In the first half of the movie, the kids are fucking annoying, but in the second half of the movie, they're great. That's my only problem with Jurassic Park is the kids at first are sometimes annoying and stupid.
But they became very useful later, though.
That's what I mean. Very useful.
Right there, I think some of the dialogue can be dated in the first Jurassic Park movie as well. For instance, do they move in herds? They do move in herds. Like, what does that even mean?
Did you get that from Nostalgia Critic? Okay. Who's all excited for the Kingdom Hearts 3 games? I know.
I'm excited for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Everybody is, yeah.
If you know me, if you watch me, I live streamed all of the Kingdom Hearts games. I love the series so much.
I wish I can live stream.
And Jurassic Park 3.
Tia Leone.
It was directed by Joe Johnson, which should be fun.
Yeah, didn't he do The Rocketeer and First Avenger?
And Jurassic and Jumanji.
Wow.
He also did Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
What the hell happened?
And not to mention, it was written by Alexander Payne.
That I did not know.
Yeah.
God damn.
Alexander Payne and his partner, Jen Taylor, wrote the movie.
Oh, Jesus.
And they wrote Alan. That stupid dream sequence. Jurassic World, I'm not really a big fan of it. Mostly because of, they have an unfinished attraction in the park. You have the kids decide to ride on it where they're riding the sphere. I'm like, so you're basically riding an unfinished attraction. It should have been blocked. And I did not care for Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard's chemistry. I thought it was so bland.
Huh.
And the only cool thing about Jurassic World is, of course, the climax.
Oh, between the T-Rexes, yeah.
Yeah. And
I enjoyed the shit out of Jurassic World, especially the second half, because it had some Spielberg moments.
And, right, but there's a stupid moment, this stupid thing, like, it looks like a raptor. Of course it's a raptor. What do you think it is, you idiot?
Well,
And Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Yeah, I'm going to save that for later.
Joe Johnson also co-directed The Nutcracker in the Four Realms. Oh, shit. Matt Montana calls it The Nutbuster in the Four Rectums.
And so yeah, that's the Jurassic Park collection. I'm going to talk about Fallen Kingdom in a few minutes. Okay. And last Blu-ray I have here is speaking of classics from Spielberg.
Oh, the Indiana Jones collection.
Indiana Jones: The Complete Adventures. I've been waiting to get this, and I finally have it. Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of the best adventure movies out there. People call it an action movie. It's really more of an adventure-themed movie with action in it.
Yeah.
And Temple of Doom. Okay, when we get to the temple, that's when it gets amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Before that, I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand Shorty, and I couldn't stand that annoying bitch. I was like, why don't they? I was like, I wanted them to drop her into the fucking pit of doom. God damn.
And Spielberg married her.
Mm.
And even Kate Capshaw did not like the role. I especially love the minecart sequence. That's my favorite part of the movie.
Well, like I said, when they get to the temple, that's where it's awesome. And my favorite part of the movie, because Short Round was so annoying, is when Indiana Jones, he just goes, BAM! And just smacks the shit out of him. I was like, yes!
I will say this, though. I think Willie is more annoying than Short Round, because at least Short Round does something.
At least he's useful, unlike that annoying bitch. God damn, man. I'm like, you're nothing compared to, what's her name? The femme fatale in the first movie?
Karen Allen?
Yeah. You're nothing compared to her.
And
by the way, the Kano heart rip.
Oh my god, yeah.
That is awesome.
And I love the classic line, prepare to be Kali.
Lucas, what the fuck? You look like you're trying to shit out a fucking water bottle.
I'm not trying to shit out a water bottle. So I might have just been. I was looking at my phone. Sorry.
No, I just explained that, OMB. My favorite scene. Well, no, the funniest scene is when he smacks the shit out of Sword Round. My favorite scene is when he did the Kano heart fatality, and it was pumping in his hand and shit. I was just like, fuck. And this was PG.
Damn.
That's what led to PG-13.
Right, and also another quotable line. Next time I see a small hole, I'm gonna put myself in front and say, "We are going to die."
That is also my favorite scene in Last Crusade. It is just genius because
okay. I'm really tied between either Raiders and Last Crusade as my favorite Indiana Jones movie. I don't know which one's better.
Raiders is okay, Alex, go ahead. You can quote me on this one. He always does. Raiders is the best film. Crusade is my favorite of the three.
That's an interesting way to put it. Sean Connery is absolutely terrific as
I love him.
As Henry Sr.
Mm-hmm. Junior.
Yeah, and even though it's the first 50 minutes, I love River Phoenix as young Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I do too. I thought he fit the role perfectly. And my favorite scene, Ryan of the O'Toole brothers mentioned it, because they're in the heart of the Nazi regime in Germany. Okay, and every Nazi in the regime are looking for this fucking book. And he's dressed up as, one of the officers. And who does he bump into? Adolf Hitler. And
and Adolf Hitler takes the book.
He takes the book and he signs it his autograph to him. I was just like, that is awesome.
I love that scene so much. And I especially love, the tank sequence, the fight on the tank. That's an amazing scene.
Oh, Adam, you fucking troll! He said Crusade is worse than. Obviously, he's a leprechaun. They're kind of the same thing.
and I love the obstacles Indy had to go through to get the chalice. Those,
That's
I would say that those are the best traps in the Indiana Jones series.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because they were clever.
Right. Spell Jehovah in Latin.
So that's the cup of a carpenter.
Yes. And okay.
I would have gone for it, man. He's like, Mary's let it go. I'm like, that's the cup of Christ. Hell no, don't let that shit go.
Right. And King of the Crystal Skull. Okay.
The less we talk about it, the better.
Okay, I just want to say this. I don't hate King of the Crystal Skull, okay? I don't think it's a bad movie, but when we're talking Indiana Jones, it is vastly inferior to the other films.
I will say it is, man. Kate Blanchett, man, you are fun as man. You can turn me into a queen, honey.
And the character of Indiana Jones is still intact. Harrison Ford is still Indiana Jones.
The problem was Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf can be like an annoying sidekick who is also his son, which is a lazy way to bring Karen Allen back into the series.
Yeah, and a lot of people were talking about like nuke the fridge. Like I remember Temple of Doom has some sequel. Remember, I hated like the first.
Yeah, at that scene, Temple of Doom, where it's like, okay, even that is pushing it. That and the fridge scene are just really stretching it, even by Indiana Jones standards.
Yeah, and like I said, Temple of Doom wasn't good until they got into the temple, and that's when it became awesome.
If I was bouncing in that fridge, my intestines would be falling out. Indiana Jones just came out with no broken bones.
Oh, it'd be more gory than the Brutal Doom mod.
Oh, yeah. And, okay, and this is one thing that people don't talk about, is how they find the Crystal Skull. It is not exciting at all, because here's the thing, though. What did Indiana Jones do in Raiders of the Lost Ark to find the idol? He sets off some traps. He is being chased by a boulder. He has to swing across the pit. What did Indiana Jones do to find the chalice in the Last Crusade? He had to spell Jehovah and
leap of faith and
kneel. He had to kneel before God.
Or else he's gonna be headless.
Okay, but how do they get to the Crystal Skull in this movie? Oh, there's a platform that levitates. It just takes you to the next room. Okay, move the dead bodies and okay, there's the Crystal Skull. Are you serious?
It's very fucking underwhelming, lackluster. And then we get with the fucking aliens who make these goddamn retarded, constipated faces like they're trying to pull an engine out of his ass. Just dumb.
Yeah,
and the visual effects were not good.
The problem with Crystal Skull is it is so safe in terms of its action scenes. Like, for instance, there's a scene where Indiana Jones and his son are riding a motorcycle. They're riding through a library. Oh my God, we're gonna do it in a library. Oh wait, they're not hurt anybody. They're not causing any damage to the library. How is this fun?
Or it's like I said, at least with Temple of Doom, despite the first part of it being horrible, that movie had fucking balls, man.
Yes. And that's Spielberg's least favorite Indiana Jones movie.
And I don't blame him. And you know why it was bad too? Because George Lucas now these days, anything he touches turns to shit.
And that's why George Lucas will not return as executive producer for the fifth one.
Good, fuck him.
Probably for the best. And you know what? To show how seeing how tarnished his reputation is, I don't think Shia LaBeouf is going to come back either.
Good. I don't like him either.
I do hope Karen Allen comes back because remember Crystal Skull, they're married.
Well, Karen, that character's always been awesome. She's a badass femme fatale who's, it's like she's the, what is the term? With every great man comes a great, I forgot how that works. It's like, yeah, they're perfect for each other. You know what I'm saying? So.
Right. So I have all the Jones films and those are my Blu-rays. And now I got a bit of a movie news here I want to talk to you about. Okay. I'm way more of a movie person than a TV person. Okay. However, there's one show I decided to watch on Netflix because people will not stop talking about how great it is. And it became my favorite show, my favorite TV show ever. Breaking Bad.
A lot of people saying it's the greatest show ever. Yep.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Probably the greatest show ever.
I love the shit out of Breaking Bad. I love its awesome writing. I love its amazing performances, especially from Bryan Cranston, who went from Malcolm in the Middle to playing a meth dealing professor. And I especially love Aaron Paul as Jesse Pinkman. He is awesome. And Dean Norris as Hank Schrader. Who, by the way, that's who you look like, Jerome. You look like Hank Schrader.
Yeah, you do look a little bit like Hank Schrader, a little bit.
I thought I looked like Michael Chiklis.
Well, you do look like him, too. Yeah, you are the Thing, Jerome.
Hey, man. He's a big, strong motherfucker. He's made out of rock. I'm like that character, Tremor, from Mortal Kombat XL.
Oh. So yeah, it is my favorite TV show ever. And this one thing, okay, by the way, I haven't seen Better Call Saul, and it's really good, but I'm gonna wait till the series is over because that's what I do with TV shows. Wait till the whole series is over and then just binge watch the whole thing. That's what makes watching TV shows easier for me. Now, and when I read this bit of news, I'm just like, oh my god, I am so there. Apparently, Vince Gilligan, the show's creator, who also directed a few episodes, and also, by the way, wrote the movie Hancock with Will Smith.
Loved the first half, hated the second half.
Yeah. Apparently, he announced that he is working on a Breaking Bad movie, and it's going to be a sequel to the series, and it's going to be focused solely on Jesse Pinkman, played by Aaron Paul.
You know, this reminds me of that story with Deadwood. It's the same thing with Breaking Bad.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's theatrical or exclusive on AMC. If it's going to be theatrical, though, then I'm really excited because Jesse Pinkman is probably my favorite character in the entire series because the first half of the show, he's just a crazy meth head who dropped out of college. And then later, he starts regaining some bit of common sense. But I'm really excited to see what they could do with him in the movie. I'm not going to spoil what happens in the ending, but let's say the ending leaves an open interpretation for Jesse Pinkman.
It did.
Oh, have you seen Breaking Bad, Jerome?
I've seen a couple of episodes, not all of them, but I did see an episode that I was fucking laughing my ass off.
Which one is it?
It was when they're trying to kill this contaminated fly.
I love that episode.
That was a great fucking episode.
That was directed by
Ryan Johnson.
Ryan Johnson. That shit, I was fucking dying nonstop. That shit was mad fucking funny.
Jerome, you gotta start from the beginning. It's on Netflix.
Oh, I have. I've seen the beginning episode and everything. I just haven't seen all of it. And they tell me it just keeps getting better and better. So.
Oh yeah, it is an amazing TV series, and it deserved all those Emmys it's gotten. And I think Bryan Cranston has. I think he ran out of space for his shelf for his Emmys.
I still want him to play Lex Luthor.
Well, people said that. Hey, get Heisenberg. And Zack Snyder's like, oh, Heisenberg. That's what you want. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very excited to see what Vince Gilligan can do with a Breaking Bad movie. If it's gonna be as great as the TV series itself, I'm all in. Because I love Jesse Pinkman. I'm very excited to see it. I cannot wait to see it.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, too bad Aaron Paul was in a fucking garbage movie called Need for Speed.
That's bad. They think that's bad. He was in like an ass raping of a promotion for a video game, Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15.
And by the way, hey, Austin Putnam, you be quiet. That movie sucks.
Fun. AUSTAN.
Would you be quiet, Lucas? Jesus.
That movie is Fast and Furious minus 2.0.
Oh my god, dude! It makes Fast and Furious look like Rush.
No, I think
it's that bad, dude.
I think Point Break is a better example of what it makes Fast and Furious look like.
Well, because Fast and Furious ripped off Point Break.
Right.
The first one, it literally did. It's the exact same story, the exact same characters, except it isn't extreme sports, it's car racing.
Right.
That's the only difference. It's the exact same fucking movie. And it's Rob Cohen who fucking sucks balls.
Yeah. Okay. I got done talking about some interesting movie news. Now I got a bit of a movie review I want to talk to you about.
A little bit.
I said I was getting to this movie later. Now I'm going to talk about it. Folks, I'm here to talk to you about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Oh, God.
Okay, folks. I say that I was not a big fan of Jurassic World.
Mm-hmm.
But, you got J.A. Bayona coming back, who directed The Orphanage, directed The Impossible, directed The Monsters Calls. And I was like, okay, this should be great. This should be a great Jurassic Park movie. This should be the best Jurassic Park movie since the original.
I'm going to say this. It's not his fault. I blame Colin. What's his last name? Trevorrow. It's his fault. Because when it comes to visual appearances, it has it. But when it comes to its stupid fucking characters and its story and its motivation, that was Colin Trevinoff's fucking problem.
Folks, I don't know if this movie is better or worse than Jurassic Park 3. Because, oh my God, there is so much unbelievable bullshit in this movie that I really need to talk about. Okay.
I will say this: the fucking, what's that dinosaur called towards the end of the movie?
Blue?
No. The raptor that's like fucking unstoppable.
Oh, God, I forgot the name of that raptor was. That dinosaur was.
But I will say this: he's the best character in the movie.
Yeah, you could say that, yeah.
He is.
Okay, first off, I thought, not only are Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard's chemistry not improved at all, but they pulled a Jurassic Park 3 on them, where it's like they just break up. The
Indoraptor, that's what it's called. Yeah, they did.
So because of that, it's made their chemistry even less interesting than it was in Jurassic World. Not to mention, they took away what made Chris Pratt semi-cool in the first Jurassic World.
I thought he was awesome in the first movie.
Yeah. He was cool in Jurassic World, but here they kind of stripped that away. Like, because, first off, how do you go from a trainer of dinosaurs to a goddamn carpenter?
Hey, times are tough.
Not to mention, he decides to, I'll just leave my pet raptor, who is like my best friend. What sense does that make? And speaking of characters, now eventually you do plan on having Ian Malcolm in your Jurassic Park movie, right? Hello?
Jeff Goldblum.
Hello? Yes? Okay.
He's only in for like 2 scenes of the whole fucking movie.
And how they advertise him, how they advertise Ian Malcolm portrayed once again by Jeff Goldblum's like, oh my God, yes, Jeff Goldblum's as Ian Malcolm coming back, because he is my favorite character in the first Jurassic Park.
Because he's the one that made the most sense.
Right, and he is kind of entertaining. He had the charisma in Lost World. He still had the Ian Malcolm charisma in the Lost World. But here in this movie, they didn't give him anything. They didn't give him any funny moments. He just, the 2 scenes, he only had 2 scenes, and they all involve him sitting in a courtroom. And exposition bullshit to the audience. Yep. Because of that, I was thinking to myself, am I watching Ian Malcolm, or am I just watching Jeff Goldblum just sitting in a chair? In fact, I'm thinking it's his character from Independence Day trying to pose as Ian Malcolm.
His character in Independence Day was funny, man.
Right.
And once again, he was the one that made the most sense.
Right, though. But that's what I felt like I was watching. I didn't feel like I was watching Ian Malcolm. I mean, my God. And, okay, so I want to talk about, this is a big one. The premise of this whole entire movie is the characters trying to save the dinosaurs. We gotta save the dinosaurs. Okay, there's a few things wrong with this premise. Okay, one, why? Okay, aren't these the dinosaurs that killed and eaten and stomped on people in the last movie? Why are we protesting? These protesters. It's like, dinosaurs have rights too. They have rights. Yeah, rights for what? Eating and stomping on people. Also, another thing though, why are they making a big deal? I mean, dinosaurs have been extinct for like centuries. I mean, is this the whole point of letting nature take its course? Sure, it's like, history remind us of the past, what dinosaurs have always been. So why not just let them die? You know, that's the whole point. Letting nature take its course. And not to mention, okay, a bit of hypocrisy. Oh no, a lot of hypocrisy within that premise. Okay. When they get to the island, oh, by the way, I want to say this about the island. Are you seriously telling me with a straight face that the same truck that fell down the tree from the first movie is still in that same spot after almost 2 decades? You really expect me to buy that?
I mean, hell, it was wedged in there pretty well. I mean, you could use a treehouse out of it.
Jesus Christ. And also, okay, you have mercenaries led by Buffalo Bill, by the way. And they rescue these dinosaurs, yet for some reason they're making out to be the villains for that. Okay, how are they the villain? They're doing exactly what you want them to do. Rescue the dinosaurs off the island, get them off the island that's blowing up. Okay, they're doing exactly that. So why are you making them out to be the bad guys? It makes sense. Oh, okay. They're doing it for money, because the moral of this movie is money is the end-all be-all source of greed, even if you're doing the right thing. How about you blow me, movie? And also, and not to mention, okay, there's some the dialogue is actually pretty stupid as well. Like when Bryce Dallas Howard looks at the picture of John Hammond, and this one and the character and this one character goes, John Hammond, the father of Jurassic Park. But you already knew that. If she already knows that, then why are you reminding her? I hate when movies do that. If your movie has dialogue that says, "As you may know," that's bad writing.
It's because they're trying to please the fan service of the original.
Yeah, like that truck for the first movie that is somehow still in that exact same spot after 2
Yeah. They're using, it's like the same thing with the Predator. They're just using nostalgia in order to entertain the people.
Oh, speaking of useless fan service, remember how awesome the T-Rex is in the other movies? Okay, the T-Rex is back in this movie, and he's finding a dinosaur. Okay, oh, he runs off.
Well, it's a cliche to where when something's about when the hero or the character is about to meet their doom, something out of the blue bigger will kill it and save this life. That's happened a lot in this movie.
Right, and not to mention, okay, going back to the whole, saving the whole dinosaur thing. Not only is it were they being stupid at the whole mercenaries thing, making them out to be the bad guys, even though they're doing exactly what you want them to do. Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard are total hypocrites when it comes to that. Okay. They free a dinosaur out of prison, and guess what? That dinosaur is attacking all the people who are beating off dinosaurs. Well, it's that rhino. It's that rhinoceros.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of them's about to shoot it because guess what? It's killing people left and right. And Chris Pratt for some reason like, no, stop! Like, why are you stopping him? That dinosaur is killing people. Oh, because it's the dinosaurs. It's the dinosaurs that matter. Only the dinosaurs. If you're freeing the dinosaurs, that's okay. If it's killing people, doesn't matter.
These people remind me of PETA.
Yeah.
It does.
And not to mention, hypocrisy happens when Chris Pratt is grabbing a gun, a dark gun, yes, but a gun nonetheless, trying to shoot a dinosaur. I was like, yeah, that's how you're going to save a dinosaur, right? By shooting it down.
Well, he's tranquilizing it. That's a different story. But
no, they didn't want them tranquilizing those dinosaurs.
Oh, because of that one scene. That's right.
They didn't want them tranquilizing dinosaurs. Now, Chris Pratt's got to try to... Okay, so if Chris Pratt doesn't use it, then it won't be as cool, right? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're goddamn telling me, movie? Is that really what you want me to buy?
Did you say rhinoceros? Triceratops, you mean?
Yeah, the Triceratops. God damn it.
I made the same mistake when I was playing Turok too. Don't worry.
Right. It was a Triceratops that was in the bidding room.
Yeah.
And there's this also unbelievably stupid thing when Buffalo Bill is pulling the teeth out of that dinosaur.
Like, no, he was about to on the Indoraptor.
Yeah, the Indoraptor. Yeah, that's what it's called, the Indoraptor. And you're telling me that dinosaurs can play dead even though they've been shot down by multiple darts?
It's like I said, I thought he was the best character in the movie.
It is kind of entertaining, but kind of stupid nonetheless.
Why?
Also,
He had more character than any other character in the movie.
Right, and not to mention, oh my god, you're
The
seriously
twist.
telling me that a little girl can access a code to the research facility?
Especially that twist involving her. That was just really
oh my
stupid.
god. So apparently, Hammond never told us in the first movie that not only can he clone dinosaurs, but he can clone humans as well.
Yeah.
Oh, not to mention, speaking of which, speaking of Hammond, apparently Hammond has a partner played by James Cromwell that we never knew about in the previous films up until this point. You're asking a lot to buy, and not to mention, he's a former partner because they had a lot of disagreements. So why did they decide to bring him in there then? Decide to bring him in the place. If they went through a lot of disagreements and he dropped out. So what made him want to come back? His partner that we never knew about until this movie.
Oh, and let's talk about the best scene in the movie, which is the decision the little girl makes at the end, the ending. Just stupid bullshit sequel bait.
Yes, sequel bait, and especially from Jeff Goldblum's dialogue. So yeah, not only is Jeff Goldblum as Ian Malcolm only there to spout exposition to the audience, but he's there to leave us on a cliffhanger.
Well, now it's like, wow, you put mankind at risk. Bravo.
Oh yeah, but it worked because they were trying to save the dinosaurs.
Oh my god.
They saved the
Yeah.
dinosaurs. Guess what? They're gonna run amok around our planet.
There's always this term: with freedom comes responsibilities.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not on their mind. That's never on their mind. This whole movie is nothing but some big, stupid, public service announcements about animal rights.
Yeah, like I say, it felt like if PETA made this movie.
This movie is yet another example of why you will never make a Jurassic Park movie as good as the original.
No.
And this movie is an absolute failure.
We'll see. It is on your worst of the year list, I can imagine.
Oh, it is one of my worst movies of the year. God, I hated this movie.
I was having the time of my life last night.
Like I said, I don't know if it's better or worse than Jurassic Park 3.
I think Jurassic Park 3 is worse.
I'm going to really think hard about this one.
Mm-hmm.
And Colin Trevorrow's going to come back to direct Jurassic World 3.
We're done. I'm done.
You, Colin, you made portions of Jurassic World that I liked. There better be some greatness in Jurassic World 3.
I don't know how, especially with the way he wrote this bullshit.
Good God. So,
Is that
and those are all my topics.
Mr. Gerber, floor is yours.
Darn it.
Mr. Gerber. Gary.
Darn.
Gary? Okay.
Gary, what are you doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to discuss a couple bullshit.
A couple bullshit?
And as for what we got here on the plate, we're going to start off with a group discussion of a movie that I've been watching a lot as of late. We'll get the physical copy real quick.
Let me guess, it's related to Bill and Ted.
Oh, no.
It's because Alex Winter said something recently.
As for what movie we're talking about, since the theme of John Carpenter has been a big thing, and knowing me, I am a guy who is a fan of John Carpenter, and I love a lot of his early 80s films that came out. Halloween, Big Trouble in Little China, Christine, The Fog,
Escape from New York.
Escape from New York,
Starman.
Starman, you name it. Some of the biggest ones out there. But for this particular case, we're going to talk about a horror movie. And this, arguably, you can say, is definitely his best film that he's done.
Oh yeah.
No,
I think
we'll
it's
just
the
have
best,
to wait and see.
I think it's the best horror remake out there.
As for what this is, back in the 1950s, we had a horror movie called The Thing versus the World versus
No,
Another
Thing
World.
from Another World.
The thing from it, yeah.
Thing from Another World, whatever the fuck it was called. Then you had a prequel called The Thing. Between this whole trilogy, I'm going to tell you right now, nothing can outbeat this. John Carpenter's The Thing. And we all know who plays as R.J. Macready. Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
The movie, we all know how the premise is. It's a group of 12 men who is on the Outpost 31, and they're doing their thing until all of a sudden they come across this thing that's been frozen in the ice for God knows how many years, 100,000 years, according to what Norris said. So basically, they just go undercover, discover who this thing is, and one by one, each member gets infected by the thing. And R.J. Macready does whatever he can to survive, along with the help of whoever is not infected as the thing. And we all know about John Carpenter's The Thing. The movie itself is a pure work of art with some of the best dialogue, screenplay, cinematography, practical effects for the most part, and an interesting, clever concept. And the movie is a perfect 5 out of 5. You cannot go against The Thing whatsoever, and it's now became one of my all-time favorite horror movies ever. But which brings me to my point of what we're going to be discussing, and that is none other than some research that I have been doing, and this is from a fan page called Outpost31.com, which is the name of the fan site for John Carpenter's The Thing. And what we're going to be discussing is some research of some ideal deleted scenes that were supposed to be in the movie but ended up not in it anyway. Whether they were shot or cut from the film, or just finances were a bit of an issue for these scenes to be made. Now, I didn't get any research for some of the pictures that's being shown here, but I'm just going to give my own type of idea of what it was. So we're going to talk about Macready's introduction. So we all know about Macready, R.J. Macready. He starts off in his shack and he's playing against Chess Wizard on his little computer there. And we all know what happens. Apparently the chess was cheated and took his beverage and put it in there and called her a cheating bitch.
Because he keeps beating him in the chest.
So that right there is a funny ass scene. But here's the thing that was supposed to be more in the scene. Before he even does the whole chess, this was after the whole chess thing. After when that happens, I believe it's supposed to be Norris or Knowles who comes in to talk to Macready about certain things that goes on with the camp, if I'm not mistaken. Just from looking at the pictures alone. Next up, I'm not going to really say much, but in the film, there's supposed to be a hidden item in Macready's shack, and I'll just show visual pictures of what this hidden item is supposed to be. You see that right there?
Mm-hmm.
That's a blow-up doll.
Lucas, did that belong to you?
Fuck you. No, it doesn't.
That's blow-up doll. So the hidden item that's supposed to be in the movie is a hidden blow-up doll that was supposed to be behind the chess whiz, but apparently that was never.
Gary, you're cutting a little bit.
So never really shown within the whole entire movie. So now let's get to some scenes that was written in the movie but never was used, and there is a description for a lot of these scenes. So I'm gonna try and go through this as quickly as possible while giving a discussion. First things first is Out on the Ice. Now, with Out on the Ice, this describes a little bit of a thing that goes out when they discovered the thing. And let me tell you right now, Bennings, who was one of the first men to get written off of the movie when he got killed, because we all know George Bennings. He was the guy who got shot by the Norwegian.
Yep.
And Bennings was the guy who got firstly infected by the thing, and before he was finished becoming the thing or transforming to be the imitation of Bennings, we all know that he had the things on his claws. He was screeching like the thing, and that was quite terrifying from the way it looked. And we all know the best way to get rid of the thing itself was burning it.
Burn the son of a bitch. Kind of like, yeah, it reminds me a lot of Dead Space 3 and those type of vibes. Hey, Gary, and speaking of that with the thing where you got shot, despite how you feel about the prequel, the 2011 version, you cannot deny the fact that how it ended was a perfect let up to John Carpenter's The Thing.
Well, yeah, that was a good ending.
It's a shame that the 2011 prequel went totally backwards with its visual effects. Because
Yeah.
That was the biggest problem with it, was the visuals, yeah.
Yeah, the visuals weren't even good at all. But anyways, as for what we're going to be talking about, out on the ice. So, Bennings is a guy who ended up getting two different type of other kills where he was supposed to get written off of the movie. I shall read it to you all about Out on the Ice. There are a few storyboards of one scene that is particularly memorable to those who read Bill Lancaster's script or Alan Dean Foster's novelization. Instead of
the screenwriter is actually the son of Burt Lancaster.
Yeah. Instead of being killed by Blair, the remaining sled dogs are assimilated by the pieces of the thing during the kennel fight. They subsequently escape from the kennel and start hightailing in the Antarctic coastline. Upon discovering the missing dogs, Mac, Childs, and Bennings take off after them on snowmobiles. Now, this was where we all know the dogs escaped, and we don't know what the hell happened to them afterwards. Some of them ended up getting killed. Some of them just escaped and ran for their lives. Now, this is that scene where it was originally written where it's supposed to chase after the dogs, but this right here was one of the original plans. This scene turns out to be one of the three possible deaths for Bennings. His death we seen in the film, getting murdered in the kennel, and this scene on the ice field that was never filmed. Now, this was the idea. Now, there was a scene that was filmed where Bennings goes in the kennel to discover what the hell happened to dogs, and some guy and one of the members or somebody came up and killed him with a screwdriver to the neck. So, yeah, that was one of his original deaths where he gets stabbed in the neck with a screwdriver. But here's where the other death of Bennings comes into place. Bennings gets pulled to his doom eat the ice by one of the dog things. A truly creepy sequence that Carpenter wanted to film, but never attempted to due to a pure lack of time and budget. So, like I said, with a lot of these ideas that happen within John Carpenter's The Thing, they were all drawn. They were literally visually drawn out of what the plan was, but the idea just never happened. And there are visuals which I can briefly show what the plan was. My camera's loading up, so that right there, another visual of the original death things. One of the dog things coming out of nowhere, and Bennings down.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's quite freaky. Next up is Fuchs. We all know about what happened to Fuchs, and his death in the movie is where he starts to hear noises and suspicions that's going around the whole entire camp. And we all know what happens to him. He goes out into the snow, and apparently one of the things is going after him. But we all know the mysterious death at Fuchs ended up getting killed by one of the things by burning it, or he burnt himself. So there is a lot of theories that you can think about with what happened to Fuchs in the movie. He either burnt himself to prevent from getting killed by a thing, or somebody burnt him. I don't know, because we all know his body ended up turning into ashes. But there was,
I think how the movie did it was perfect.
Leaving you suspicious. But there's another thing, though. Now, we all know mysterious. I was just reading about Bennings of his mysterious death. Now, here's the original death that was planned for Fuchs. As alternative sequence was shot for the death of Fuchs, here the men have formed search groups to look for Fuchs, who discovered to be missing after the lights came back on. Now, we all know the groups were separated. Childs and Palmer were put together. Then it was Windows, Mac, and Palmer to go out on the start. Well, not Palmer. It was Dahl, Windows, and Mac. Excuse me. Childs and Palmer were together. But anyways, Childs and Palmer are paired off together in the course of search. They check the greenhouse where they were growing marijuana. We know Palmer was a pothead in the movie.
Yeah, Palmer.
So they find out that the greenhouse's roof. Now this right here, instead of showing Mac, Windows, and Knowles finding Fuchs, this is the vice versa. It's actually Childs and Palmer who find Fuchs dead. But anyways, as Palmer and Childs debate about what they're going to do with this problem, the door begins to swing shut. To their horror, the men discover Fuchs has been impaled to the door's backside by an unknown assaultant. But anyways, the 1998 Collector's Edition DVD incorrectly claims this shot is of a body found by Mac and Copper at the Norwegian camp. Wait, what? Dave confuses picture. Oh wait, they thought it was another Norwegian corpse, but apparently Childs and Palmer end up finding Fuchs impaled through the stomach by a shovel in the greenhouse.
Yeah, he got fucked up with a digging device.
Yeah, here I'll show you the picture once it was So there you go, the original picture. Both Childs and Palmer finding Fuchs impaled in the stomach by.
Jesus.
That's fucking shit. Now there's another scene that involves Benny and Knowles, the search party up in the shack.
Gary. Thank you.
Oh my fucking god. But anyways, this is very rare. But anyways, this is a very rare photo we've been able to determine with. Certainly after the shows, Mac and Knowles check out Mac's shack. Just like what happened to the greenhouse, the men discovered that the roof has been torn away. The debris in the upper right-hand corner comes from this. The two are obviously shown here reacting to something, and the script tells us what it is. And it is nothing other than Mac's inflatable friend when she gets dislodged by the wind.
Mhm.
So there is a picture, but it's not really all the best conditions. So it's supposed to be some sort of what is it? Anyways, this was supposed to be some sort of comic relief where it's supposed to lead up to something terrifying, but Knowles and Mac end up finding Mac's friend, the blow-up doll, being fucked up.
Yeah, pretty much.
But we all know about alternative deaths, and we're continuing on with these alternative deaths. There's actually two more that I'm going to be talking about. We'll talk about the alternative deaths for Bennings and Fuchs. Now we're going to talk about the alternative death for what was originally planned for Windows.
Oh man, I wish, that is the one character I wish he did not die, because I love Windows. He's like my second favorite character behind RJ, because Windows is scared but has a lot of common sense.
The motherfucker was innocent as can be, dude. But anyways, there was another death sequence for the radio operator Windows. And by the way, here was one thing about John Carpenter's the thing. It's obvious that everybody had their own job of what they were going to do within the movie. Everyone had their own job, own place, and all the other shit. But we all know Windows' death, it occurred after when they were doing the blood test and they discovered Palmer was the thing, which was, you can say, quote unquote, unexpected. We're clearly have gotten the idea that it was Palmer, because we all saw the dog thing was going into Palmer's room. Well, okay, here's the thing though. If you haven't seen the movie before, it might come off to a surprise of why did the dog enter that room. But if you've seen the movie multiple times, you'll obviously know what happens later on. Mm-hmm. But still, the lead up as a first-time viewer, it might be surprising. But anyways, in the film, we all know Windows ended up getting his fucking head. You can say quote unquote decapitated, but not really.
Well, it turned into.
He was getting pretty bitten up by the Palmer thing, and and after when the Palmer thing exploded, Windows was starting to form into a thing a little bit after.
Wait, didn't his head like stretch off of the body and it turned into like a spider or something? Or is that a different character?
No, that was Windows was starting to form into the thing.
Oh no, because that was the part when he turns. He's like, "You gotta be fucking kidding.
That was with Norris after he had his heart attack and the fucking
That's right. And the
defeated,
defibrillator, and it just went through, bit his arms, ripped his arms off, basically. Yeah.
That is my favorite death scene in the entire film. It's like I'm saying,
because it was out of nowhere.
It topped Ridley Scott's Alien in terms of chest bursting.
Thing is, it was because the thing was so fucking out of nowhere with what happened to Norris. But when that thing turned into a spider, Jesus Christ, dude, that is fucking creepy.
I watched the behind the scenes of that particular scene. It is crazy what they went through.
Practical effects, man.
I'm telling you right now, dude, it's fucking crazy, but I couldn't help but laugh. I was creeped out at first, but after seeing the movie over and over, I can't half of it.
Well, I can see why, because you're just like, what?
Guess who worked on the dog effects in that movie? Stan Winston.
Because Stan Winston's a fucking genius, dude. Yeah, when this dog, the face splits apart, I was like...
But yeah, the part of this article, it just summarizes of what happened to Windows in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But here is the original plan that was supposed to be for Windows. It is similar to his death in the novel. Windows, trying to escape from the Thing, is attacked and dragged him away to his death. Interestingly enough, the script had Windows biting down on cyanide capsule just before he is engulfed by the Thing. Windows was Sanders in the novel and Sanch in the script. So basically, Windows committed suicide before he became the Thing, from the way it sounds. I'll show a picture real quick.
Okay. Just make sure to turn off the cam so you don't skip anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
He explodes. And I do have in text, I do have some of the alternative endings you want me to go over.
Yeah, we'll go over that after I'm done reading the last thing when it comes to the alternative deaths. The last alternative death was Knowles. We all know that Knowles in the movie, where it was Mac, Childs, Gary, and Knowles who go off. Childs, he goes off doing his own thing, trying to hunt down Blair. At least for what's going down. But Gary, Knowles, and Mac stick together, and we all know what happened to Gary. He encounters the Blair Thing, and he gets transformed along with the Blair Thing. And we all know Knowles, he starts hearing the Blair Thing starting to emerge and begin transforming, and Knowles just goes off into the distance to see what the fuck was going on. And apparently Knowles got killed off screen by the Blair Thing. But here's the thing, originally Knowles was supposed to be having an on-screen death in the movie. There were a few ideas for the death of the young cook Knowles. As it ends up in the version of the film, Knowles follows noises into the old storage room and disappears. It ends up working well by adding to a high-tension climax and mystery, which everyone likes, is a nice little mystery of what the fuck happens. So one setup was for Knowles to encounter what has been called the box monster as Blair Thing goes. Box monster as Blair Thing goes through its intentional stages of transforming. It was supposed to pop up and grab Knowles just as Knowles spots the twitching body of Gary around the corner. Below is the storyboard for the sequence. Now, here's the thing, though, with the Knowles. It was supposed to show him get transformed into another thing that is mutating into the Blair Thing, and Knowles is literally trying to scream for help with a lifeless body that is left, asking Mac for help, but it was too late. So I'll show the last picture, and it's the best, but here, my camera will turn. There you go. So, the last picture for the Knowles, but that right there was one of the main ideas for what was going to happen for Knowles. So this right here was just a couple of the ideas for what was supposed to transpire within the movie, but also there was one more thing I forgot to mention. When Copper and Mac went up to the shack where the events that happened in the 2011 prequel happened, they were supposed to discover another body that was mutated in a wall, but that was never really shown in the movie. So that right there is all the deleted scenes that was originally planned for the movie, but was never really put to use due to the fact of finances, time, and energy, and a lot of other things that need to get done. But I figured it was actually nice of some really creative ideas for what they wanted to do. Some of the stuff that they originally wanted, especially in the book, but never really happened.
Hmm.
So that's all I got to really say about that. And if you
Even
want to
the-
talk about alternative,
Even the author of the book, which is called Who Goes There, by the way, hated the John Carpenter thing movie.
Yeah. But anyways, go right ahead.
Okay. Now, this is according to ScreenPrism.com. Further complicating the issues are the alternative endings. According to IndieWire, the film's editor, Todd Ramsey, convinced Carpenter to film an upbeat ending just in case Universal Studios refused to go with the director's nihilistic approach. We're doing pretty good, Mick Rock. Hey, buddy. The second scene involving Macready escaping the base and showing up at a hospital where a blood test proves he's definitely not a killer creature from another galaxy. Fortunately, that scene didn't end up in the final film, although it did appear in a TV edit, a version that Carpenter despises.
I prefer Carpenter's ending because it definitely leaves up to open interpretation.
Another alternative ending, which can be found on certain DVD and Blu-ray copies of the film, involving the Thing escaping into the Antarctic in the form of a dog. It's kind of like the ending of 2011's prequel.
I'm not seeing what. Okay, the only thing I got that says on my Blu-ray in terms of bonus features, all it says is a commentary with Kurt Russell and John Carpenter during the film. I wonder if there's other bonus features on this Blu-ray.
And according to Carpenter, there is a third version where Macready kills the shape-shifting antagonist, and the film fades to black before Childs. Is that how you pronounce his name? Childs, I'm sorry. Before Childs even shows up. When this version failed to impress test audiences, Carpenter went back to his preferred version. Of course, since none of these alternate takes made it into the film, we can't really consider them when interpreting the ending. They're interesting anecdotes, but nothing more. Similarly, the film's 2011 prequel of the same name adds new plot points and pseudoscience to the franchise. Based on events in the prequel, we learned that the Thing can't replicate artificial elements such as Child's earring. Yeah, it cannot absorb metal. If we assumed this rule applies to the 1982 film, Childs cannot be the Thing.
Right.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, because Childs, man, I love what Child says. We're have to leave him out. He could be a thing. But what if we're wrong? Then we're wrong.
What about Carpenter himself? Does the director have an opinion? Well, yes, but it changes from day to day. On the Thing commentary, he claims they had no idea who's a thing and who's not. On the other hand, at the Entertainment Weekly Cape Town Film Festival back in 2013, the director changed his tune and, quote, "Now I know in the end who the Thing is," unquote. He explained, "But I cannot tell you." Interesting. On another occasion, Kurt Russell shared his own interpretation, claiming the only thing we did know was that Macready was not the Thing. But ever the master of mystery Carpenter rarely responded with, "He could be." So, yeah.
Yeah, I love the original. I love the Carpenter's version better because it leaves a big mystery.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, oh shit, you know?
Yeah. So like how in Blade Runner, and even Blade Runner 2049 asks God, what's Harrison Ford's character's name? Damn it.
K.
No, Ray Harrison Ford's character. What is it?
Rick
Decker.
I don't.
Rick Decker. Is Rick Decker a replicant? We don't know.
I thought he was.
No, the movie leaves open interpretations as to
Well.
whether he's not. You probably saw a different cut, Jerome. You probably saw a different cut.
It seems we'll never know if Childs is a thing or not, or for the matter, Macready, but really, it doesn't matter. Bullshit. While it's fun to discuss all the possibilities at the end of the day, the ambiguity is the whole point. Cut through all the bloody special effects, and the thing is a really movie. What? Oh, grammar is a really movie that examines how people react in a paranoid world. Do they band together? Do they turn against each other? Do they form alliances with some and leave others? Sometimes quite literally out in the cold. What do you do when you can't trust anyone? Kill them all. That's what I say.
Not to mention the way John Carpenter decided to film it. They said, "Yeah, let's dial down the temperature. Let's make it look like they're really cold."
Yeah, kind of like James Cameron in Titanic with the water. If we definitely answer the questions of Child's identity, all that suspense would suddenly be sucked away. If Child's morphed into a hideous two-headed beast and swallowed Macready whole, sure, we feel upset, but we also be satisfied. We have a clear-cut answer, and we finally understand the mystery. But by keeping Child's true nature a secret, Carpenter creates an atmosphere of dread and unease that will follow us even after we leave the theater or turn off the DVD or power down the computer or whatever. In a film full of chest-chomping monsters and spider-leg creatures, perhaps the creepiest moment of all is when the film finally fades, leaving Macready, Childs, and the audience alone in the dark.
Childs.
What did I say? Childs? Childs, I'm sorry. All alone, and the audience is all alone in the dark.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I love. Yeah, you know what I also love about John Carpenter? I forgot to mention. Apparently, like he and Steven Spielberg are the biggest gamers in the film industry.
Huge. They're huge gamers, especially Steven Spielberg. He loves RPGs and all that kinds of shit.
And John Carpenter answered the question, "What do you do when you're not making movies?" And John Carpenter's like, let's see, I play video games, I watch basketball, I watch the news, I play video games.
Back in his day, he was playing Atari.
And that's why he incorporated that chess scene in the thing, remember?
Yep. You fucking cheating bitch. No, yeah, Keith David. Actually, no, Childs is still alive. You know how? He's doing Navy commercials. Navy, accelerate your life.
Wasn't him in the Nice Guys? Remember him in the Nice Guys?
Yeah. Wait, did he play the what's the gargoyle's name? The animated cartoon Gargoyles?
I don't remember the name of the gargoyle, but
Keith David was the main character. He's like one of the best voices, dude.
And he was the villain, Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
and he was awesome in another John Carpenter classic.
They Live.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Put on the glasses.
That right there is going to have to end the topic for John Carpenter's The Thing. At least a little discussion on that. Now,
Goliath, thank you.
I'm going to go over the 75 best movie list.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Looky Boo, you want to hear this?
No, I'm going to go over that 1980s list.
I'm here still, so I'm
going to go over that list another time. But anyway,
I want to hear it.
Damn, I want to hear it too, Gary. Come on.
The 80s movies, Gary. Come on, the 80s movies.
I don't know, man. I want to go over these two news topics. Since...
Come on, Gary, the 80s movies.
All right.
This is always better than the news.
All right. Let me just load this up.
Yay.
Yes.
This fucker can actually load. All right, but anyways,
patty cake donut shop. Okay.
All right, but anyways, thanks to Count Victor for sending me this particular list. I probably don't have the right one, but I'm going to give him credit anyway of the list. This is coming from it's obviously from a different source, but I'm going to do it anyway and give him the credits. This is coming from a website called the 247wallace.com, and I'm going to go over the 75 80s movies, best 8 movies of the 1980s. So anyways, number 75, Dead Poets Society.
That low, huh? Number 75. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Number 74, Body Heat.
I haven't seen that one.
Number
ahead.
73, Ghostbusters.
Number
Wow, that should be way fucking higher. That's bullshit.
Number 72, Broadcast News.
Oh, that's a James L. Brooks one with William Hurt. That's a great one. Should be a bit higher.
Number 71, a movie called Witness.
That should be way higher.
I believe that is the first starring role for Harrison Ford that's not Indiana Jones or Star Wars.
And he he was nominated for it, and that's a terrific movie.
Nomination.
Quite crazy. Number 70, the remake of The Fly.
Holy shit! Some of these great films are so low on the list.
Oh yeah, oh boy, it even gets better. Number 69, Never Cry Wolf.
I haven't seen that one.
Neither have I. Number 68, this one should be higher. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Man, I can't believe this fucking list so far.
I think that's second best behind Back to the Future.
That movie was revolutionary.
Thus far, it's getting a little ridiculous. Number 67, Salvador.
That's the Oliver Stone movie with James Woods. He was nominated.
Yeah.
Number 66, Drugstore Cowboy.
Never heard of it.
Number 65, Stranger Than Paradise.
I haven't seen it.
Number 64, I am not happy this one's in that very fucking low because this is my all-time favorite mafia movie, The Untouchables.
Wow! No fucking... Who made this fucking list?
I already said the website. It's just a bunch of cocksuckers. Number 63, a movie called My Favorite Year.
Never heard of it.
I've heard of it, but I don't... Oh, it's Peter O'Toole, directed by Richard Benjamin.
Yep, that is correct. Number 62, a movie called Places in the Heart.
That's Sally Field's second Oscar. That's where she said the speech. That's
where you like me. See, folks, this is why we got Brett on the show. Because he fucking beats my ass in terms of movie knowledge. He does. I'll admit that.
Number 61 is a movie called Diner.
I don't think
he also directed Rain Man, didn't he?
Oh,
Barry
wow.
Levinson did it?
Steve Guttenberg, Mickey Rourke, and Kevin Bacon. Surprising roles.
Hold on a minute. Oh, yeah. Wait, who
Barry Levinson.
Was it Barry Levinson?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Barry Levinson. Okay, I was right.
Number 60, My Dinner with Andre.
I haven't.
The Giant.
Number 59, a Martin Scorsese early picture, After Hours.
Oh, that's a black comedy film. I haven't seen it though.
I never seen that one.
One of his early pictures. Number 58, The Evil Dead, 1981.
Should be a bit higher.
Okay, I disagree. The sequel. I was not a fan of the original, I know. However, I love the sequel. The sequel is what the first film should have been.
Might be on this list, we'll see. Number 57, this one should be way fucking higher. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, man.
That should be way fucking higher.
That should be higher. That's Richard Roper's one of his all-time favorite movies.
Dude, it's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Also, George Bush's wife. George Bush's wife.
Number 56, Coal Miner's Daughter.
That's what Sissy Spacek won Best Actress.
That's, to me, is her best picture. I choose that over Carrie.
Really?
Yeah, she was that damn good in that movie. Number 55, a movie called Reds.
That's Warren Beatty directed, and that's his first Oscar. He should have won Best Screenplay, not Best Director. Best Screenplay, not Best Director. That was Steven Spielberg's Oscar that year.
It was. Yeah, Reds was Reds was about that American journalist. It's about the communist revolution in Russia, basically.
Yeah. Number 54, a movie called Missing.
That's with Jack Lemmon. He was nominated for that one. I haven't seen it.
I never heard of Missing.
Number 53, this is a Woody Allen movie, Radio Days.
Oh my god.
I haven't seen that one.
Number 52, this one should be fucking higher. John Carpenter's The Thing.
That should be way higher.
Way higher.
Way higher, indeed. Number 51, Midnight Run.
That is one of my favorite comedies of all time.
Midnight Run is that low? Wow.
Yep.
And that's Martin Brest's best film.
It's quite crazy. Yeah. Number 50, House of Games.
I haven't seen that one.
Number 49, Victor Victoria.
Oh my god, I love it. That's where Glenn Close plays a woman pretend to be a man, pretend to be a woman. That's a great.
Oh, that's
Julie Andrews. Julie Andrews. Damn it.
yeah. And by the way, Rob Zombie, don't you ever pull that fucking shit ever again.
I don't know what to say about Victor Victoria. Woman playing a man and a man playing a
remember
man.
Rob Zombie's Halloween 2? That was one of the slutty girls trying to portray. Yeah, and it was just fucking awful.
I don't get it. Woman, man, woman. She was a fucking.
Actually, OMB, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if this film's not on that list. I'd be very shocked. Akira.
We still got a long way to go, and I'm trying to go through this quickly.
But
48 Ordinary People.
I like it's a great movie, but not Best Picture.
No.
Number 47, The Purple Rose of Cairo.
The Purple Rose of Cairo. That's a great Woody Allen film. It's my top 10 favorite Woody Allen films.
Quite surprising. Number 46, The Unbearable Lightness of Being.
Never heard of it.
Neither have I. Number 45, Broadway Danny Rose.
That's another Woody Allen film.
There's a lot of Woody Allen movies on here. Number 44, The Verdict.
Oh, that is a great courtroom drama.
Yeah.
Newman.
Number 43, oh Jesus Christ, this one should be higher. The Breakfast Club.
Oh my God. Fucking really?
Number 42, Star Trek. God damn it. Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan.
Wow.
I heard Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan.
Number 42.
Okay.
Number 41, Airplane.
That's a game changer.
Oh, yeah. And number 40, Evil Dead 2.
There we go.
Number 39, Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi.
I kind of like it where it's at. Maybe it could be a little bit higher, but we'll see how.
I want a bit higher. That's the Star Wars movie I cried at the most, even though it's not my favorite. It's one of my favorites. It's not my favorite, but it's the one I cried at the most.
Mm-hmm.
This one's a Bernardo Bertolucci film. Number 38, The Last Emperor.
That movie that did not deserve Best Picture.
Nope.
It should have, and the two winners weren't even nominated: Full Metal Jacket and The Princess Bride.
Damn, son.
No, I agree.
Number 37, Hope and Glory.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Never heard of it.
Number 36, more Woody Allen. Zeeling.
Which one?
Zeeling.
I don't think I've.
God damn, this fucking list has a hard on for Woody Allen.
Number 35, Rain Man.
Rain Man? Rain Man? Okay.
Rain Man.
Yep.
Number 34, Down by Law.
I haven't seen that one.
Number 33, holy shit, these next picks should be fucking higher. Holy hell. Number 33 is E.T. the Extra Testicle.
What? That's not in the top fucking 10?
Nah, dude.
That's fucking horseshit, dude.
Number 32 is Scarface.
That should be higher too.
Really?
Number 31 is Glory.
What the fuck?
Seriously?
This list is beyond fucking terrible.
That's in my top 5 all-time greatest.
Oh, we're not done yet. Got a couple more to go. Number 30, Blood Simple.
That's an early
Coen Brothers
movie.
That's the Coen Brothers film.
Number 29, A Christmas Story.
I like it where it's at.
I do too. To me, I think it's the best Christmas movie. That and It's a Wonderful Life.
Number 28, The King of Comedy.
That's the Scorsese film.
That's an underrated Scorsese movie.
Number 27, you guessed it's this page's favorite director, Woody Allen. Crimes and Misdemeanors.
Oh, that's a great movie. That's a great movie.
Big Rock's like this list is rigged.
So far, I haven't heard this particular 80s Woody Allen film yet, but keep going.
Number 26, Platoon.
That should be higher.
That's my favorite war movie of all time.
One of my all-time favorite wars. Number 25. Number 25. This, to me, for a lot of other folk, it is the Lincoln movie of the 80s, of what you can say. But for me, though, for folk, how they feel about Lincoln, this is how I feel about that movie, and that's Gandhi.
Okay. Ben Kingsley deserved that award. It did not deserve Best Picture over.
Right,
How's that higher than fucking E.T.?
Because here's the thing, though, why it did not deserve Best Picture or Best Director. Because if you take out Ben Kingsley, the whole movie would have been a complete snooze fest.
Thank you very much.
See, Gandhi is a solid film. especially the story alone. But here's the thing, though: for how folk feel about Lincoln for it being too slow, that's not how I feel about Lincoln. It's how I feel about Gandhi.
I did too. The only thing that attracted me was Ben Kingsley.
It's
That's
a great,
it.
it's a great Richard Donner film, but the only thing it deserved was Best Actor, and that's it.
Thank you very much.
Best Actor went to E.T., and I see people in the comments, of course, going, "Oh, you mainstream people don't get Gandhi."
Oh, fuck off, you PDCA cock fucking suckers.
Number 24, Stand By Me, Rob Reiner.
Interesting placement.
Number 23, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
I like that. I like it where it's at.
Yeah. I have no idea which is my favorite, that or Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Number 22, we're going to talk about some James Cameron here, The Terminator.
I agree. That's a good placement. If Aliens is not high on that list, I'm going to fucking lose my mind.
Number 21 is a movie called Mate One.
Never even heard of it.
What the fuck, Mate One?
Number 20, okay, I'm going to butcher this fucking horribly because this is an anime. Number 20 is a movie called Nausicaa of the Valley.
Nausicaa of the Wind. Nausicaa of the Wind.
Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. Thank you very much. Number 19, Hannah and Her Sisters.
There we go. That's the one 80s Woody Allen film I was
Oh,
waiting.
Jesus. You would know.
That's my top 5 favorite Woody Allen films I love. Even though I will say this, though, Michael Caine did not deserve that Oscar.
Hey, guys.
Willem Dafoe's Oscar.
Yeah.
I have to go.
Okay,
Lucas. All right, goodbye.
All right, take care, everybody. We'll talk to you.
And see you guys later. Stay awesome.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.
All right, number 18 is Die Hard.
I kind of like it where it's at. We'll see.
Should be top 15 at least.
Yeah.
Not a bad placement.
Number 17 should be in the top 15. This is right here is arguably my favorite Rob Reiner movie, The Princess Bride.
I kind of like where it's at.
Okay, this is Spinal Tap.
We're not finished yet.
I know, but Misery, I think that came out in the 80s.
No, that came out in 1990.
Oh, it was 1990. I thought it was 89. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Number 16 is The Elephant Man, which I can actually see it in a particular placement because that was a good movie.
That's my favorite David Lynch movie.
That's the only David Lynch movie I like. Otherwise, I can't stand the son of a bitch. Sorry.
Number 15, Paris, Texas.
I've heard it. I think I've heard of it.
Sounds like a porn title.
Number 14. This should be in the top 5.
Oh, okay, what is it?
Back to the Future.
What? Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! That should easily be in the top 5. You gotta be shitting me!
My favorite 80s movie of all time.
That is fucking horse shit.
I'm not happy with that, dude.
Fuck! This list can seriously go fuck a cactus.
Number 13, Blue Velvet.
No, that's higher than Back to the Future. Fuck you.
That's probably my third or second favorite David Lynch movie behind The Elephant Man.
Number 12, Full Metal Jacket.
Interesting placement.
Yeah.
Number 11, this is arguably Rob Reiner's best film he ever made. This is Spinal Tap.
I like it where it's at. That's to me one of the greatest debuts for a director ever. Hey, C.A. Cougar.
Number 10,
what is it?
Blade Runner.
Oh, fuck you.
I like it where it's at. Number 10.
God damn, that movie. When that movie got released, didn't it get mixed to mediocre praise?
Yeah, because they released the wrong cut.
Number 9, The Shining.
I agree.
Interesting. Yeah, number 9. Yeah, not bad.
Number 8 is a movie called The Right Stuff.
Never heard of it.
That is a Sam Shepard was nominated for that movie. It's got a big cast. It's got Ed Harris. It's got Sam Shepard.
Oh yeah. Number 7 is Do the Right Thing.
I agree. Oh. Absolutely. That is one of the most important movies ever made.
Number 6, oh dear, Amadeus.
Great movie, but I don't know if I put it in the top 10.
No. Hired. No. Oh my god, dude.
Number 5, Aliens.
Thank you. That was the movie. If this was not in the top 5, I was going to lose my fucking shit. I'm happy it's in the top 5.
All right. Number 4 is Once Upon a Time in America.
That is that's arguably in the top 5 greatest crime films ever. That movie is a masterpiece.
Oh yeah, Brady, I think you're gonna like this pick.
What's
Number 3. It's a Martin Scorsese movie.
Raging
It's
Bull.
Raging Bull.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Raging Bull is my 6th favorite Martin Scorsese movie, but it's my 6th favorite. It's mostly because of Robert De Niro's committed performance.
That's the reason why the movie holds up, is because of his performance.
And you know what, I just want to say this real quick. People lash at me for not being a real Scorsese fan because I don't put Raging Bull in my top 5 favorite Scorsese films.
It's not on mine either.
I said I love it. It's my number 6. What was number 6 too low for you? God damn.
How many fucking movies has he made? God damn, dude.
Number 2 is The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that is my number 1.
that's my number 2 favorite 80s movie behind Back to the Future.
Hold on, let me think. Hold on. Okay, if all the Raiders, wait, he didn't mention Raiders of the Lost Ark
because that's number 1.
There you go. Okay.
Okay, that's good. At least it started off really bad, especially with how they placed Back to the Future.
That is the biggest fuck you of them all. That was just that one and Glory. That was bullshit.
Also, Dead Poet Society is the very bottom.
A lot of them, good contenders were like not even the top 50. So overall, I give the thing a C-.
Where the fuck's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? Where's Big Trouble in Little China? Where the fuck is Once Upon a Time in Mexico?
Wait. That's the Robert Rodriguez film that came out like in the 2000s. Once Upon a Time in America was in the top 10. Where's Carrie? No, Carrie came out in the 70s.
70s, yeah.
That came out in the 70s.
I'm surprised. I was worried that I was going to hear Driving Miss Daisy on this list. Thank God I didn't hear Driving Miss Daisy.
Oh, there's another big one missing. Born on the 4th of July.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. Top Gun's not on there. Fast Times at Ridgemont High is not on there. The Goonies is not on there. Pretty in Pink's not on there. Beetlejuice.
The Breakfast Club.
It's on there.
Oh, it is?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's another
Gremlins is not on the list either.
Well,
no, the Gremlins don't deserve to be on the fucking list. Fuck the hell out of that movie. The Never-Ending Story wasn't on there. Beetlejuice.
Akira.
The Blues Brothers wasn't on there. Beverly Hills Cops, Lost Boys, Tootsie, Big.
Well, Big. That should have been on there.
I was on Nightmare on Elm Street wasn't on here. Texas. Oh, wait, no, that was 1970s. Shit, dude, there's a lot of movies I was missing on this list that's not even on here. Fuck, what else can I think of?
Oh, God.
Can't think of any more.
All right.
But anyways, I'm going to try and go through the last 2 topics quickly because we got a half an hour left of the show. The whole deal with the Curse of La Llorona, I'm not going to go over the article. I'm just going to give my own thought of the idea. Is James Wan's Curse of La Llorona part of the Conjuring universe? Now, here's the thing, though, with this particular movie. Right now, it is my quote-unquote most anticipated horror movie for next year, quote-unquote. Why? Because I want to see The Conjuring 3, and everybody knows how much I got a boner for the Conjuring franchise. We all know that we got a new guy coming in named Michael Chaves, and he's going to be the film produced by horror master and godfather of the Conjuring universe, James Wan. But here's the thing that we're trying to figure out. Is this movie part of the Conjuring franchise? I'm going to say no, because here's the reason why. They are 2 different source materials of what it is surrounding.
Yeah.
Not to mention, there's not a single mention of Llorona in the Conjuring movies at all.
No.
So have a connection.
There is no connection of why it should be in the Conjuring franchise at all, because these are 2 different source materials. One is surrounding real life events that happened in the movie by giving James Wan's perspective and his own Hollywood adaptation of what went down within the real life events that happened in the Conjurings 1 and 2. So, we all know those movies were fantastic, and it was amazing to me. Within the whole decade, for those who don't know, Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga, my pick for best duo of the decade. Because those 2 were just unbelievable together, and they were paired perfectly. But here's the thing: we all knew it was We know in The Conjuring, the first one was surrounding the hauntings of that one family who was dealing with that demon in the house they moved in. Uh, the little girls, the mother, father, and this is where that big case Lauren came in. And we all know about Bathsheba. That was the main villain. And we all know in The Conjuring 2, it was surrounding the haunting of that one family in England that took place in the 1970s. And we all know that two folklore tales were involved that was played really well. The Crooked Man and Valak.
Valak, yep.
And we all know the two movies are going to be. We all know one movie is going to be made as part of the Conjuring franchise. The other one was made, and I'm just going to keep it blunt because I'm going to have a review for it. I fucking despise The Nun. It's my biggest disappointment of the entire year. Because The Nun was a film that I had so much high hopes for that I thought it was going to be a really interesting adaptation to who Valak is. The film alone had a good idea for it. It started off a little strong. It had a creepy ass atmosphere, really spooky cinematography, and had a nice in-depth detail surrounding the story of Valak alone. But the movie went off to a whole new dimension of shit that shouldn't even been a part of this movie. It felt more like a ripoff of The Descent than it is with being a paranormal type film. And a lot of the characters in the movie were a fucking douchebag.
So how's that a fair comparison to The Descent?
Because look at those fucking goblin monsters or whatever the hell those. Spoiler alert! A lot of those fucking monsters that they came across in them wells.
Yeah, but the femme fatales were awesome. They weren't douchebags.
I wasn't the characters, but a lot of those quote unquote things in the movie came off to me as a ripoff of those monsters in The Descent because I saw somewhat of a comparison with the way they looked.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
And acted. So I got a somewhat of a Descent vibe, which was not too pretty for me.
Even though The Descent is like a masterful film.
Yeah, so The Nun is a big fucking middle finger to me. And again, folks, I apologize, but that was a spoiler alert for you all if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Captions will be necessary for that. So, as for La Llorona, and here's the story with that. It is surrounding the story of that woman who killed her own child, and then she was placed in a curse by the river where she killed him at, and she's yet to roam around that river in Mexico looking for a weeping child that she murdered. Creepy ass tale. That's what the curse of Llorona is going to be surrounding, is that particular folklore tale in another family. So, two different source materials right there. And this playing the Conjuring franchise, absolutely no. Why? Because, like I said, two different source materials. So there you go. That's all I got to say about that. And last topic I'm going to go over is Bill and Ted 3 again for the 1 millionth time. So we all know about Bill and Ted 3. They discussed about what's going to go down. Now, as for what the plan is, I'm just looking through the article quickly so I can at least summarize the best that I can. So, according to what reports have been saying from the Hollywood Report, and this is what Alex Winter said, we are pep and are planning to shoot in early 2019, which is what Winter told the Hollywood Report. So right now, all systems are go. My old line with Blockbuster was in business. Was in business with that. I never believe a film will go until the video was at Blockbuster, but I don't know what to say anymore. Netflix. So, not long after the first official synopsis was released for Bill and Ted Face the Music, looks like it was going to be a reality. When Winter's co-star Keanu Reeves made some comments that chilled some of the heat fans were generating, essentially saying that the film was looking for a funding. I'm going to stop right there with that particular part. And just going through with what's going on here, it's just a rinse and repeat of some of the other shit that's been going on, some stuff I had talked about prior. But right now, apparently that Bill and Ted 3 Face the Music is back in the works for a plan. And they're planning on shooting by 2019, at least early in that year. But here's my particular thought of that of the movie alone. Obviously, if it comes out in late 2019 or early 2000, if it comes out in early 2020, we all know how I'm going to feel about that. But for 2019, if there are any more updates come about to where if there's going to be some sort of update, if it comes out late 2019, then I'm going to have to change my ideal concept for most anticipated film for the remainder of the year. But as for right now, it still is going to remain as Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But again, very little scarce detail has been released of what's going down.
Since it's going to shoot early 2019, I'm thinking maybe January. It might come out like maybe November or December 2019.
It's a possibility, but we'll just have to wait and see once more news comes.
All I'm really excited for is they got a director who is a really good, interesting, visionary director who seems fitting for that. I cannot pronounce his name, but he's the director of Galaxy Quest. And because of that film, yeah, it's really fitting for a Bill and Ted movie.
Huh.
Yeah, quite intriguing, you can say the least. I got nothing more to discuss. I'm on my topic, so within the minutes we got left, go right ahead.
Let's see what I can do with the amount of time I have left over. So, let's go.
You say you just had film reviews, so
well, film reviews, weekend box office, and the PDCA drinking game.
Let's do the box office and then the PDCA and then your reviews.
All right, I'm going to do as fast as I can. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go over the weekend box office. The weekend box office, Bob, the numbers on. What are numbers on? Because fuck! Box office mojo for the numbers.com gives you the most precise, accurate, and reliable numbers. Let's see what we have in stores, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, boy. This is going to be a fucking trip, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Now, just to give you what's not in the top 5, A Star is Born came in at number 6 with 8 million, and it's only a 27% drop. So like I said, it's doing extremely well with that constant stride. $8 million is still in 2,848 theaters, and it's overall made 178 million. Wow. Very interesting. Okay. Coming in at number 5 is the Fede Alvarez film, The Girl in the Spiderweb. I've been not hearing the most pleasant things about this film. From Sony Pictures, it made $8.015 million. It beat Stars Born by just $5,000. That's how close it was. It's in 2,929 theaters. Next one is a film that has been getting fucking shit on by everyone. The Nutcracker in the Four Realms. Last week it was number 2, and this week's number 4 from Walt Disney. It is made $9.5 million with 3,766 theaters, with an overall gross of $35 million. Coming in at number 3, I've been hearing a lot of good shit about this movie. A lot of people think it's badass, and it only made this much. Is kind of shocking. Overlord from Paramount Pictures has made $10.1 million. It's in 2,859 theaters. Coming in at number 2, last week it was number 1, Bohemian Rhapsody, with only a 40% drop, has made $30.85 million. It's in 4,000 theaters with an overall gross of $100 million. And coming in at number 1, I predicted this. I knew this was going to happen. Dr. Seuss's The Grinch. $66 million.
And it hasn't been getting good reviews.
It's actually, last time I checked, it was like mixed.
Yeah, mixed.
So there's your weekend box office. Now, how much time do I got left? 20 minutes? Oof. You know what? I'm going to go over my review.
What? I was just going to say that go review, save the PDCA thing as your main topic next episode. By the way, folks, just to let you all know, the next following Sunday, we are not going to have a Flicks with the Dicks episode. And I'll tell you exactly why, and I'm going to keep it blunt. I have to work that night.
Yep.
So I got to work that night, and thanks to my schedule interfering with me, luckily it's going to be only a 3-day week because I'm going to have a fucking 5-day weekend coming up pretty soon, so I'm pleased with that.
Mm-hmm.
Well deserved, by the way. Thanks to Thanksgiving. Hey, no other job will ever give you 5-day weekend. But anyways, still, I got to work that night, so apologize about that, but I'll try and think of something fun we can do before then.
What the hell is that?
It sounds like a fucking train. Toot toot. Or what's those type of? I hope you fucking shit your goddamn. What'd you do? Did you unleash a shit pickle, or does it stink really bad in there? It fucking reeks. Okay, folks. Okay, I wish I wasn't talking because it would have shown on Gary's screen.
What are you doing?
Someone turn that into a GIF, please. Thank you very much. Okay, let's go over some film reviews, shall we? Yeah. Okay.
How about you start off with a don't start off with a movie. How about start off with a joint instead?
Oh, speaking of joint, let's talk about Spike Lee's Black Klansman. This is being hailed as not only his best film in years, but one of the best films of the year. And is that true? Hell yes. Black Klansman is incredible. This is based on the true story, starring John David Washington,
Denzel's son,
who I guess that sounded nasty. It did, which I guess hereditary for them. It does travel down in genes because John David Washington is incredible. This guy is a tour de force to be reckoned with, and I hope he continues to do such great work like this, and he probably could match his father in terms of his wit, skills.
I looked up his career. He started off as a football player before becoming an actor.
Which is kind of crazy. If you don't know what the movie's about, it's based on a true story where Joel David Washington, he's going to become the first black police officer for this precinct, and he wanted to go into the detective undercover area, and what he's going to do, he's going to infiltrate the KKK because of the wrongdoings they are working on, and he calls them and pretends that he is part of the. What the fuck, Gary?
He's probably changing.
Whenever his head goes over to that light, it's like a solar eclipse. So, Black Klansman, I hope that this movie gets nominated for, first of all, best screenplay.
I heard that this could be Spike Lee's first Oscar.
And I believe if it's for best adapted screenplay, I can see it having a good chance of winning.
It is adapted screenplay, and so yeah, Spike Lee could get his first Oscar. But I'm not excited for what his speech could be. Knowing Spike Lee, his Oscar acceptance speech, I know it could be.
Okay. Let me just go over. I only have one problem. Okay, I was gonna rate this a 5 out of 5 if it wasn't for this problem, and I've been hearing other people saying it, and I agree. The ending, the final 2 minutes of this movie, it was unnecessary. Instead of I understand what he's trying to do. But just keep it within the movie, keep it within the story, okay? I'm sick and fucking tired of hearing these goddamn actors, actresses, filmmakers going all political of today's society. And that's what Spike Lee did with the last 2 minutes of this movie. It's fucking ridiculous. Like I said, I see where he's going with, but there was no reason for it.
I seen him at the Cannes Film Festival promoting this movie. Oh my god.
Yeah, the montage was unnecessary. It was just like, really? Aside from that, the performances are outstanding. It's got one of the best musical scores of the year, too. The musical score is fantastic. The story is unbelievably insane, but just so good. And it's kind of like a dark comedy at times because some of the comedy moments is like hysterical. And if John David...
I heard Alec Baldwin's in the movie too.
He's in the introduction. Yeah,
really?
He's in the beginning of the movie. What the fuck, Gary? So 9 out of 10. Terrific movie. Love it. It's best movie in years. I would have given it higher if it wasn't for that fucking ending. Okay. Next up, Alpha. Alpha is by one of the Hughes brothers,
known for Menace to Society.
Which is that should have won Best Screenplay that year. You mentioned it too.
Should have been nominated.
I think it should have won. And he also did The Book of Eli, which is one of my most underrated films of the decade. Now, the movie Alpha didn't look like it was going to be any good. Actually, it looked like it was going to be another Roland Emmerich 10,000 BC, to be honest with you.
Oh, and they also did From Hell with Johnny Depp.
That's right. Folks, this is one of the biggest surprise films of the year. Alpha is damn good. The first thing I got to say is if this movie does not get nominated for Best Cinematography, fuck you, Oscars.
I don't think it will.
It's bullshit because this is one of the most beautifully shot films I've seen all year. It's incredible. Also, if you don't know what this is about, it takes place 20,000 years ago where it focuses on a father and son in this tribe. And during an intense buffalo hunting, the son ends up getting injured and was presumed dead. But he ends up getting alive. And this leads to his adventure, his journey and his adventure of struggling to find his way home through the winters and rough terrain. And more importantly, I tried watching Alpha, but I couldn't find any subtitles. F movies. Matt Matano, that's the one I had to use. And until he gets attacked by some wolves, and this leads to the evolution of a guy and a man's best friend, and how that changes the course of history. The only bad thing I can say about it is that some of the visuals are hit and miss. Sometimes they look beautiful, and sometimes some of the creatures or the animals at times, it is a little rough on the edges, and I can tell they could have done more work on it.
It's got a lot of controversy for dog violence in the week.
Okay, it's because not dog violence, it's because of the buffalo.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
See, here's one thing I can say about the movie. I'm going to keep this as blunt as possible. This was a movie where at first I was thinking, you know what? I'm not excited for it at all because it's not really much of a common known movie. I think it got a short time limited release in theaters. I don't know. But after seeing it, it's one of those movies where you feel quite proud of seeing because it was surprisingly that damn good.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. It has like an 81% rating, and I thought the movie was going to be forgettable, like a Roland Emmerich film. It's not. It's a very touching, it's engaging. I actually prefer this movie over The Revenant.
Oh,
why? I'll tell you why.
I can actually somewhat agree with that.
Because with The Revenant, the second half turned into a Terrence Malick movie.
Well, here's the thing, though. That The Revenant and Alpha both had. It's a bit of a comparison and non-comparison. It is both about survival, but here's where the incomparison is in play. With Alpha, that movie actually keeps you on the edge of the seat with the different methods of how both the wolf and the man get along and how they try and figure out different ways to survive and get back to where they belong.
It's that bond, because at first they hate each other because it's a wolf, it's the crazy creature, and where that leads to and everything. Oh, it's so good. 4.25, 4.25 out of 5. Love it. And
I give it a 4.75.
Next one. This is probably the most heartwarming and charming and beloved films of the year. Christopher Robin.
My God. That movie was
this movie is adorable, man.
So charming.
Basically, and it's got one of the best intros I've seen this year, where it shows Christopher Robin when he has to leave his friends to go, and he's like, oh, it touches you, and him talking to Pooh Bear, and it shows the montage of him growing up, meeting his wife,
crying, dude.
Going to war, and then he comes back from war and he's trying to work on a job, and then he gets confronted by Winnie the Pooh. Hey Gary, Winnie the Pooh.
Here's the thing that really touched me. When he was a little boy and talking to Pooh Bear, it was when he said, I think this is the line where he said, "I'll never forget about you," or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That right there was touching, man. Oh, brings a tear to your eye.
And also, this movie has one of the best characters of the year. Fucking Eeyore. Eeyore. Oh my God. Brad Garrett, is that his name?
Yeah, Brad Garrett was the one.
You couldn't ask a better actor to play Eeyore because
Well,
God, he was fucking funny.
I've always thought of Nicolas Cage should play Eeyore.
No.
He's got the voice. Nicolas Cage got the voice.
Oh my God.
Garrett had the perfect role.
He's like in the waterfall. He's like, don't mind me. I'm just minding my own business. Gonna be flushed away down the fall. Eeyore had me dying. Oh my God. And the movie is so touching. The movie is so great. It's another not only big surprise, but very underappreciated film. Another 4.25 out of 5.
I give it a 4.
It seems that Mark Forster's best films are when he's doing family films.
Well, look at World War Z.
Right, though, but Finding Neverland's amazing.
Oh, that's a terrific movie.
Oh my God, dude! Finding Neverland. I've heard about that movie. A lot of good things, but
that's one of Johnny Depp's best performances too.
Oh my God, dude! I'm actually gonna go that far in. If I had to say his top 5, I would put Finding Neverland in my top 2. I would, because his performance in that movie was unbelievable. It would either be that or What's Eating Gilbert Grape as my favorite performance from Johnny Depp.
Ed Wood is another one.
That was another one.
For me, Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, it is Agent Carter. That is true, Count Victor.
See, the thing is with Johnny Depp, though, when he plays in these family movies, like Edward Scissorhands, for example, I love seeing him in those type of roles because he seems to play him really well.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, except one particular family film, Alice in Wonderland.
No,
minus that.
The film he should have been fucking nominated for, and he wasn't. It pisses me off. Black Mass.
Yeah, Black Mass should have been nominated. Black Mass.
That was a good movie.
Which is crazy because the guy who he played, he actually got fucking killed in prison.
No, he should have nominated Ed Wood as his first. No. Edward Scissorhands should have been his first nomination.
I was thinking Finding Neverland in a way.
He was not.
No, I think he was.
Oh.
Yeah, he was.
Okay, The Nun. You know what? I was going to go over this, but you know what? Gary pretty much summed it up for me. It's a big disappointment. It's jump scare galore. Sure, the film has some really beautiful scenery. It fits the overall tone. And what's her name? Flaminga's sister plays.
She was the best thing.
She's probably the cutest, hottest fucking nun I've ever seen. It's crazy that Farrah Flaminga and her sister are like 20 years apart. Because I was like, wait, is that Farrah Flaminga's daughter? Oh, it's a sister. Oh, okay. Other than that, the movie is somewhat of a mess. Jump scare galore, cliche galore, kind of ridiculous, and it gets so over the top CG that I'm just like, CG and horror don't mix. So I give that like a 2 out of 5.
Unless it's. Oh, that's right. Poltergeist was practical. I forgot, dumbass.
Yeah. No. That's Farrah Flaminga's Taisa. That's her sister. That's not her daughter. I thought it was her daughter.
I give it a 1.25. Fucking better.
Next one, Den of Thieves. Den of Thieves is the latest film from Gerard Butler, starring Gerard Butler. And you know what? I want Gerard Butler to be in more films like this. This film is somewhat underrated. Now let me just go over the negatives. Yes, a lot of people make a lot of comparisons to like is a ripoff of Heat. There's a lot of similar comparisons. Yes, it is a ripoff of Heat in a way. That doesn't, and the movie is kind of long, but it wasn't boring for me. It had a really nice stride, and Gerard Butler in this movie he steals the show. If I can enjoy him for these types of roles. These are the type of roles he should be playing. Okay. Also, what was my other problem with the movie? Oh yeah, sometimes when it deals with his personal life, like with his family, it can defer away from the main story arc, which is because he runs a crew who's trying to go after these bank robbers, or these people are like performing heists, and they're trying to see what the next.
I can never get into these family dilemma subplots and hardcore action movies because they a lot of times it can feel really fake and really forced. I mean, look at Tyler Perry, Alex Cross. That had a terrible family dilemma subplot.
Whoa, but there's this is different though, because like there's a scene where Gerard Butler's character, his wife wants a divorce, so he goes to the guy that his ex-wife is in now. What are you doing, Gary? His ex-wife is in now, and you're just like, oh fuck, what's he gonna do? You know, he's gonna sign the papers, and he's like playing mind games and fucking with the guy and shit. It was just so funny, but so I'm just like, oh boy. And you can thank Gerard Butler's performance in it. It's got a really good, really intense final act. So yeah, it's an underrated film for me. 6.5 out of 10. I think it's on a. What are you doing? What do you smell your fingers for? I think
Don't worry about it.
No, don't worry about it. All right. Okay. Hunter and Double H and Count Victor wanted me to watch this movie. And it was a Netflix film, but I was just like, I don't really cover Netflix, but they're telling me it's like if the Ray 2 got a sequel and it stars a lot of people from the Ray 2, and it's from one of the co-directors of Safe Haven, the one of my favorite short of all time from VHS 2.
Oh, thanks for the Nicholas Sparks movie.
No, hell no. No, that to me is the worst Nicholas Sparks movie. Don't even get me fucking started on that piece of garbage.
Oh.
No, this is the latest action film, The Night Comes for Us. This movie is fucking insane. Think of this movie if the Raid 2 had a sequel. Not only is this insane, this is one of the best action movies I've seen all year, and this is without question the most brutal, violent movie I have seen in years. But it's not the type of violent where it's just like for shock, just for shock treatment, like Lars von Testicle or Pretentious Winding Refn, all that bullshit. This is meant because this is the triad. This is the crime syndicate triad, which they don't hold any punches, right? And it stars about a guy who betrayed the triad because of a certain mission that he refused to do. Involves with a little girl. He, instead of killing her, he ends up killing the rest of the people, and he's risking his life protecting this little girl throughout the movie, and he's now the number one person on their hit list. Man, this movie is awesome. There is a couple of I don't want to say nitpicks, but a couple of like technical problems. Like there's a sequence where they're driving in a van. It is at night. He's like, "Hey, pull over here." And when they're pulling over, the next scene, it's early in the morning. I noticed that. Other than that, awesome movie. Go see it, dude, because this movie is fucking insane. How much time I got left? All right, go over a couple more. Let me see. Winchester. Okay, Winchester. 1.5 out of 5. Aside from okay, I'm so bad with names though.
Helen Mirren?
No, dude. Okay, Helen Mirren in this movie. Oh my god, you want to talk about overacting up the ass?
And this is from the directors of Predestination with Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, it's oh god, what the hell is his name? He plays the main detective,
Jason
Clarke. He's the best thing about the movie. That's it. I didn't hate this movie. It had a decent pace and everything, but it's jump scares galore. It's fucking ridiculous, gratuitous. I don't say gratuitous. Just redundant. 1.5 out of 5. Forgettable horror film.
Yeah, I went to the house itself a few years ago.
Oh, I went to the Winchester Mystery House.
Yeah, because it's day, which is not that far.
Did you get an experience?
Huh?
Did you get an experience?
Yeah, it's a pretty small house.
No, did you get a paranormal experience?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Wow, I'm surprised.
Okay. I pretty much went over the other reviews with Gerber and Lucas. Now, let's go over some rants. Oh, boy. First of all, let's go over Unsane, the Steven Soderbergh film. What a miserable piece of fucking garbage. How does this movie have an 80% rating? This film is fucking trash.
Still haven't seen it yet.
Okay, I'm trying to get to my Rent review because I pretty much have all the details on there.
I heard Matt Damon has a cameo because what's a Steven Soderbergh movie if it didn't have Matt Damon?
You know what? I was about to say that, but I'm sorry. His cameos are getting really redundant. Okay. This whole movie was shot with an iPhone 7 Plus camera. This is some of the worst cinematography. It's one of the worst shot films I've seen all year. This film looks like shit. Next, you got the performances. They're either ridiculous, stupid, or so over the top that you can't take serious. And then you have a premise that is just about as fucking ridiculous as the Purge films.
Really?
Let me explain this, okay? Okay. There's this hospital called Highland Creek, and they're running a scheme to milk health insurance claims for profit. They trick people into voluntarily committing themselves as long as the patient's insurance companies continue to pay. Basically, forcing them into the mental institutions, even though they're not psychotic. And when insurance claims run out, the patient is cured and is able to leave. What kind of fucking stupid shit is that? Steven Soderbergh, are you expect me to buy into this bullshit? Fuck you. Yes. Damn it. This movie is... I almost gave it a 0. The only redeeming grace about this film is Jay Farrow.
Jay Farrow.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. As Nate Hoffman. He's the only redeemable aspect in this movie.
He was a former SNL member.
Wow. He's the only likable character. And I'm sorry, when you have a premise that's so fucking stupid, how can you take this film seriously? And then it also involves a stalker character who's going after Claire Foy's character. You couldn't be any more over the top. I'm like, this is pathetic. And it's got one of the worst endings of the year. And it's got the worst fucking quote of the year, too.
What's that?
Let me pull this up. Best and worst film categories. Here we go.
Still need to see
I have it written down right here. The worst quote. Here we go. This is what Claire Foy says when she's on a blind date with some random stranger she never met, and then hopefully can fuck him later on because Claire Foy's character can be an obnoxious douche. She was talking about, I think, one of her relatives that died from cancer, and she started to, Claire Foy's character, and she kind of chucked, and the guy's like, I don't get it. And this is what she says. If we can't laugh at cancer, then who are we? Fuck you, movie. 0.25 out of 5. You will see this on my worst of the year list. This is fucking garbage.
You haven't laughed at Adam Sandler. That's cancer. What does that tell you?
Yeah, and she thinks, oh yeah, it's okay to laugh at cancer. She can go fuck herself, dude. 0.25 out of 5. One of the worst films. And speaking of worst films, I got I got a 0.5 film. Boy, Eli Roth's Death Wish has some competition. It's the movie called Peppermint.
Oh, the new film from the director of Taken.
Yeah, even though it looked like it was filmed by the director of Taken 2 and 3.
Oh, Olivia Megaton. Well, that same director, the first Taken, had some terrible camera work, and The Gunman with Sean Penn.
Oh, it exists in this movie too. It stars Jennifer Garner. Honey, you are fucking fine as hell, honey. Woo! And she got into great shape for this movie. Basically, it's about her. She plays a she's a struggling mother trying to make ends meet at her job and doing whatever she can for her daughter and her husband. And her husband works at this car mechanic place where he gets asked by his buddy to rob a crime syndicate in which every single gangster is like this over-the-top stereotypical Latino.
Oh, what? They're not going to go for Russians because.
Oh, no. And here's the thing: when Jennifer Garner went, because she saw her family get killed because her husband was, even though he said he didn't want to, but too late. They end up gunning them down in a drive-by, at night in front of a fucking state fair, and there's no witnesses except for Jennifer Garner, who was put in a coma. And when she wakes up, you know how she can identify who the people who gunned them down was? You know how they lined the guys up and tell them to step forward? All of them, okay, it's just one has like tattoos and symbols all over his face. That's how she can identify him. This movie is bullshit. You take the movie Death Wish and Batman because she was off the grid for 5 years, and when she comes back to get revenge on not only the people in the game, but the people who are in the corrupt system, like the judge and the cops. And I'm just like, this is fucking stupid.
And what about a better superhero comparison? Because remember, she was Elektra.
No, I mean, like, she does some things in this movie that only Batman can do. Like, for example, she killed the 3 gunmen. Okay? She kills the 3 gunmen, and what does she do? The cops end up finding the 3 gangsters hanging by their feet, upside down, dead, on a Ferris wheel.
Wow. Really? A Ferris wheel?
Yeah, like, suspended wheel. I'm like, how is that fucking possible? Only Batman can do that. And she can, like, vanish like that. And, oh my God, this movie is fucking ridiculous. And the cops in this movie are so stupid. They're so dumb and delusional. Oh my God. And the action is shot to shit. It uses that fucking you ever play Max Payne 3 when you're watching the cutscenes and it uses that filter mode? Yeah, it has that bullshit in this movie.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's got that quick edit bullshit.
Like Guy Ritchie quick edit?
No, I'm talking like Taken 2 and 3 quick edits.
Okay, that's.
Yeah, it's bad. And Jennifer Garner is like commando. She's like a one-man army in this film to where she can take out the whole fucking crime syndicate by herself. Fuck you, movie. Don't buy me with this bullshit.
I compare Rambo from the Rambo sequels. That'll be more.
Is it worse than the Predator? I think the Predator's worse because it's a little bit more offensive. Hold on a minute. I was thirsty. The only good thing I can say about it is Jennifer Garner's okay, and the one who plays her daughter is like the best thing about the movie.
I have a question though. So, what would you say to the people who complain about Rey being too invincible in the Star Wars movies, and then you mentioned this as an example of?
Okay, first of all, here's the difference. Yeah, first of all, with Rey, that's more sci-fi, and she's learning her powers as she continues on, okay? You can see her gradually increase. With Jennifer Garner, yeah, sure, a lot can happen in 5 years, but she turns into a fucking Israel commando! She's taking people out left and right like they're nothing. The dialogue is shit. Be quiet, Gary.
So just like Scarlett Johansson as Lucy?
Except with Lucy, she was able to use that movie's kind of bullshit in a way too. But at least that's more sci-fi. This is not sci-fi. That's the problem.
Huh.
And yeah, it's like what in what world would this bullshit actually take place? 0.5 out of 5. And then I thought 50 Shades Freed was bad. No. This one's worse. This contains even dumber characters. Mailman. It contains dumber characters, some of the stupidest decisions I think I've ever seen in my life, the worst fucking dialogue. This is if Tyler Perry took Fatal Attraction and made it its own.
Okay, is it worse than his other film? What was it, Temptation?
This is the worst movie he has ever done.
Really?
Yes. Tyler Perry's Acrimony.
That's what Taraji P. Henson, right?
One of the absolute worst fucking things I've ever seen. It's in my top 5 worst films of the year.
Do you consider it worse than Super Troopers 2 or The First Purge?
Not quite. Because with those, that is just like with those types of with the Purge, it's doomed from the start. And with Super Troopers 2, Jay Chankrasekhar is a fucking hack from Broken Dick Bags. Tyler Perry, well, then again, Tyler Perry is a fucking hack too. Because what the fuck? Okay, so I want to turn that into a GIF or a fucking Tyler Perry's Acrimony. I don't think I've ever seen a film involve like, the romance drama with this much goddamn bullshit. The 2 main leads in this movie are some of the most unlikable people I think I've ever seen in a film. Gary, would you be quiet? Oh my god! See, folks, this is what happens when you have to work with the retarded ones. Gary, you need your pacifier. Oh my god! Every character is so fucking ignorant, naive, stupid, unlikable, and a flat-out asshole. The story is so forced, overly melodramatic.
Oh, is it a stalker film?
Yeah, it can be, yes. Remember, I told you, if Tyler Perry took his version, if Tyler took Fatal Attraction and made it his own, that's this movie.
Does this movie contain, like, a pitch perfect, wealthy couple who is so sad in their lives? Because that's what I see in a lot of stalker films.
Well, let's just say that one person ends up being successful, even though that he pretty much used the other woman up for all of her money because this chick is fucking stupid. And then when the guy ends up getting rich and successful with this thing, she thinks it's okay to come back to him, but no, he's already with another woman, and she becomes insane. And oh my god, this movie is horseshit. Tyler Perry, you fucking suck ass.
Except when you're working with David Fincher, that's when you're funny.
Do what Madonna did. Go to fucking Mexico and gargle on a fucking donkey dick. Yes, Madonna did do that. She did that. She mentioned it in her book. Oh my god. There isn't enough words to describe this bullshit. And I love how this movie's trying to make us feel bad for Tara P. Henson's character, but she has no one to blame for herself because she's that goddamn stupid and ignorant. And you hear her narrate most of the entire movie, which you want to put a ball in your fucking head.
Okay, is it as bad as Samus and Metroid Other M in terms of narration?
It's way worse.
Gotta be slipping on that bum juice. Sorry.
Bum juice. And then she could have prevented all of the bullshit from happening when she got with this guy. But no, she just makes the stupidest fucking decisions. And she let that happen to herself. And then you have the Robert Gale character. He is the most selfish, arrogant, despicable piece of fucking shit character ever. And yet people keep giving him second chance after second chance after second chance when he just fucks so many people over. It's just like, wow. This movie pulls the worst identity theft effect. 0. Big, fat, fucking 0. If you think 50 Shades is bad, watch Tyler Perry's Acrimony. It's worse than 50 Shades Freed.
And it's worse than his other film, Temptation.
Yes! Yes, it is!
And because I think Temptation is worse than his Medea films.
Well,
oh my god, the green screen backgrounds. Yeah, Tyler Perry, he's so fucking cheap, dude. You know why he's worth $600 million? Because most of his films are shot like a cheap piece of shit, and green screen backgrounds are heavy. You know, it's so. I'm losing my mind here.
Is it as bad or worse than the green screen effect on the roof scene in The Room?
I don't know if it's that bad, but man, it's fucking just. It's like, oh yeah, and her character, like, she's such a psycho to where she found out she was cheating. And so what does she do? She gets her truck and literally runs into his trailer home he was living in and crashes his fucking trailer home, tips it over, and his house gets ruined. I'm like, and she kind of gets away with it. I'm like, on what fucking planet would that happen? And he doesn't screen, okay, he doesn't screen movie for critics. 2 reasons why. 1, he claims it's too expensive. Yeah, he's worth $600 million. And second is because he hates critics.
Oh, so it's like so I guess you could say he's like a black Kevin Smith.
Yeah. Well, I don't like Kevin Smith either. I can't stand his stupid ass either. What the fuck, Harry? That sounds like a sound effect fart. Oh my god. But yeah, that pretty much sums up this fucking movie. I hope you fucking shit. I hope you create a fucking Yoo-hoo Kahlua mudslide in your ass crack and it goes all over your office chair.
Been slipping too much of that bum juice, man.
Oh my god. Yeah. No. Chumbawamba.
I've been slipping on the bum juice, dude.
Bum juice.
Too much
bum
juice. I've been drinking too much of the bum juice, dude.
Be quiet. You are a bum.
I'm drinking too much bum juice, man. Too much bum juice.
Yeah, because you're a fucking bum. That's why.
Too much bum juice. So anyways, that's going to have to do it for this episode of Flicks with the Dicks, ladies and gentlemen. This was episode number 63 for you all. Don't tune in next week's episode Sunday for Flicks, the 25th.
They won't be...
Episode number 64 will air on the 25th, not the 18th, because like I said, I gotta work that night. But within the week, I'll try and make up something for you all, something fun we can do to make up for the missed episode that week.
And we got 65.
Yeah, 65 is going to be the battle of the butt fuck battle, the butt rumble.
The butt rumble battle of the Jareds.
The Jared butt rumble fucker. I don't know about
butt rumble fucker.
I don't know, but still, we're gonna have those 3 guys come into the episode number 65, and they're gonna be battling out to see who the king of Jareds is within the network. And we're gonna be playing 3 games: Movie Jeopardy. Movie Jeopardy.
Okay, we're gonna play Movie Jeopardy. We're gonna play Survey Says and Stop the Betty Boo.
So we're gonna.
They're gonna lose. I know they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose on that one.
What, Gary? It's time to play Stop the Betty Boo. Okay, I'm taking 297 photos of that. Thank you.
I know they're gonna lose on that Stump the Brady Boo one.
I gotta do a slideshow, Gary, because I got so many photos of this motherfucker.
Next episode.
Okay.
All right, but anyways, folks, that's gonna do it for this, and ciao for now. I'm done.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Flicks with Dicks. I'm happy to share my top sheet, my Blu-rays, and the Breaking Bad news. I'm so excited for that one, and I hope you'll enjoy my little, rant on, a movie that made me think if Jurassic Park 3 is better or worse. And I just want to say this though. Okay, about the Sunday after. Yeah, I have no idea. My chances of me going Black Friday are a bit shaky right now, so I'm not sure if I'll be doing Black Friday shopping. But yeah, stay tuned for that episode where I will have more Blu-rays and discuss some more movie reviews with y'all. And that's all I gotta say. Jerome, take it away.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everybody, tuning into episode 63 of Flicks with the Dicks. How many viewers did we get at once? It was towards the beginning. We said it was close to 30.
Around the highest I think we got was around 27, 28.
God, that's another new record. I guess most of the people who are on, I think they had to go because I know some of them were doing Adam Daily Live because he filmed like 2 hours. He usually films earlier. So thank you so much, everybody, tuning in. On course, we're going to take a little hiatus due to Gare Bear. He has to work his ass off on the line, but we will be back on the 25th. We'll be doing episode 64. And 65 is the Battle of the Jares, where we have JB Badass, Jared Buckendall, and we got Jared Portier, Gary's Putin, and good old JR.
I want my sweetheart woman.
Jared Ross. Sign off for Super Mario Family 3 and Mr. Garrison. This is Romy Boy, J. Money Jordan saying, stay tuned. And once again, motherfuck you, Tyler Perry. And I know he's got another film out, Nobody's Fool, and I heard that was just about as bad, if not fucking worse. Shit!
To my Pierre pudding out there, I love you, sweetheart.
Oh my God!
I will do anything.
I'm telling Austin.
I'll do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Okay,
I'll do anything for love, my sweetheart. Puree Pudding, if you're out there, please come to me, baby. I'm right here for you.
Yeah, he's gonna come on your fucking face, you fucking fat turd. Okay,
I like that.
Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go and look at some sweet hot MILF ass starring one of the best asses in the MILF genre, Tiffany Minks. Good day, everybody.